Tell me whenever I can run away.
I mean, yeah, don't play the game, because it's not like it's
Okay, I'll just start the story.
It's
Timer starts in 25 seconds. I'll tell you when it starts.
Go.
Not now.
RTA. Well,
Still not now.
the sound is very terrible. Please say in chat.
Follow me.
The sound is very terrible. Please say in chat. Would be very much appreciated indeed.
The sound is so terrible they can't make you out saying it. The sound is
Timer starting soon. And now.
This way, my friend.
Cool.
Look around and let's find a way out.
Bonjour. C'est Prince Porsche. Les Forgotten Sable.
Les sables oubliés.
Oublié, yeah. That was easy. I should have actually known that.
Oh, come on, not even speaking French correctly. How can you play
It's a
this game
sequel.
correctly then?
It's a sequel to Les Deux Royaumes. It's actually not. So,
Try to reach the ledge on
for the
other side.
Forgotten Sands, there are 4 different versions. Game versions. There's the main version, which is PC, PS3, Xbox 360. And then there's, that's interesting. Then there's the DS version, the PSP version, and the Wii version. All of those 4 are completely different and story-wise independent games. Because that's cool.
The earth moves beneath you.
So usually when I run TFSW somewhere,
Jump.
or just tell people about it, they say, ah yeah, I love that game on PC. Like, no, that's not how it works. It's a very sad existence. Anyways.
Was it the
I wonder what's going on behind me. Can you hear the game audio over the speakers, by the way? Because I can't.
Oh, sorry. You need this.
Not really neat, but it might be good for my muscle memory. 1 second. A bit more. Yeah, it's good. We'll hear once the dialogue comes up. The very good dialogue of this game.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do anything about it. It's fine. Should have done the elaborate setup again.
That should
If
be
you
fun.
wanted to get some.
Anyways, time for a 2-minute cutscene. With a small break in between. This is essentially Garshas.
Some have whispered that
Thank
the
you,
king
Kadaref.
leads the prince into the desert with promises of wealth,
Yeah, that sounds okay.
only to drown him in the sands. But I will tell you a different tale. I will tell you the truth.
I hope whoever is in chat already has their Prince Hoods ready.
I can't believe I
It's
trust
coming
you.
up soon.
It is clear you do not trust me, or you would call me by my name. In case you have forgotten, it is Zara.
So you've told me. You told me when you promised me mastery over death itself. You told me when you promised me a princess. You told me when you promised me my
It's
kingdom.
coming up.
Patience, my
The
friend.
kingdom is right
Kingdom is right
here.
here.
Nothing here, Genie.
There's nothing
That's
here.
all.
Yeah.
Prince wants in chat.
This
It's
way,
such
my
a sad
friend.
story, honestly.
Do you like kisses, my friend?
Deceived.
Who doesn't?
Anyways, time to kiss a stone statue.
Where are you?
Kiss the statue,
As you do.
and you'll
Yeah.
see.
I hope this isn't another one of your tricks. I prefer a harem girl to these stone lips.
I was confused for a second because, of course, the sound from there is delayed. So I thought, why isn't it synced up? It's audio. Because the audio comes from
By
the
like 1 second.
Yeah, it's... I just want to hear something.
I
That's...
saw nice kiss, I guess.
Yes.
Damn it!
That's how you don't
Why
have
didn't you
audio
tell me
cues.
that it would hurt?
You didn't ask, my friend.
I'm doing a let's play. Why would I need audio cues?
Next time, warn me. I feel like I can leap over a mountain.
Our union makes us stronger.
Union?
I promised you power over death. To grant it, we had to forge an immortal bond. We cannot be killed, but we must abandon caution.
I mean, I could have. Maybe I can do that during a longer cutscene.
The kingdom of Izdahar.
Put in my in-ears and then up the volume a bit.
As he climbed through the
We'll figure that
ravine,
out.
the prince knew this was no ordinary place. He could feel its strange power.
Anyways, it's time for the
coursing
first
through rock walls
skip.
around him. In the
Would
very
you
air
believe
he
it? It
breathed,
literally is. Please don't
Half
laugh at this.
fires
Boom, and it's just saved 15 seconds.
Woo!
Merci, merci beaucoup, merci beaucoup.
Insane world record pace.
I mean, it's not wrong. Anyway, so around 2 hours into the run, I might need my laptop with some hints on how to do some puzzles.
To you, my voice is in sheer numbers.
We'll figure that out. We'll figure that out as we go.
Should I do these tables or
My estimate is rather lenient, because that says a lot. At Snefflex.
This is the best they
The more the prince felt his
My estimate is 345, but it's fine. I have a 309, so that should be not a
I
problem.
blame Eraser's DS.
Oh, okay.
Would he find
Then I blame my
find
Wii U.
his own?
Oh wait.
Why would you blame my
At last
DS?
step out of the
Just
darkness
buy
of his
one
father's
yourself.
shadow.
Well, I have one.
One that we can record easily.
Oh, we could have used the
on
webcam.
the better?
I said easy. Okay.
Lovely.
Sorry? I think the game crashed.
Woo!
That's the sound of a game crash. Yeah.
Well, you know what? We're at 6 minutes, so let's start again.
a hard lock. It's actually a hard lock.
You have to read it. Oh my god.
Yeah, I can't access the menu.
Oh.
I can't even. Hello?
Yeah, I don't drink
I cannot even restart the console. That's how fucked this game is now.
What the fuck?
What did you do to the game?
We can still pull out, guys. See you later with some other run, but.
You have to restart.
Yeah, we will restart that. We are only 6 minutes in.
Yeah, but. I mean, how do you restart if the button doesn't. I don't have experience with the Wii U.
Well, just plug power. Yeah.
That sounds safe.
I mean, it literally hard crashed. What else do you want to do?
Sure, I mean, yeah, at this point there's not.
Like you will use it ever.
Do it from the console, I think.
Too,
Huh?
yeah.
Do it from
Oh,
the
that's. Oh, that's.
To wallet just for this.
Very good investment.
See right.
Okay, that's a funny story. I had one crash ever in this game. It was still on Wii, and it was in a place where I believed I messed with some triggers by accident because I died and got set back to another checkpoint. But right now, I just played the game for 6 minutes intendedly.
No, you did a skip.
That's true.
Saved 15 seconds.
That's true. I did a 15-second
Maybe
skip.
remove the thing from the Wii U so
The what?
it can like cool. Or they don't
Yeah,
have
it's not
any-
out at all. Like, it
Okay.
didn't even start to be out.
You can just give it, or can just give it to me. Can put it in my bag. I don't need it anyways for the run. Well, that's off to a great start.
I mean, it's TFS Wii, like, this is expected.
That
I-
is correct.
And so I expected something to happen, but not this, and not this early. I thought like 2.5 hours in, something like whatever.
It'll be fun, but
I miss a load trigger and I have to reload a save or so. That's okay, but this is not okay. This is straight up bullying. Anyways, greetings to everybody in chat. Hope you're having a great time.
I'm sure they do.
How can this be hard?
At least it's not a blue screen. You know, that's something, right?
Is it even possible on Wii U? Probably,
it's
right?
not.
I thought it was not.
I think that was the equivalent of a booster, right?
Yeah, no, like there is on PS4. Your application closed
Yeah.
unexpectedly or
Yeah,
something
but
like that.
here I only saw games of locking because you know they're bad design.
Right.
And I'm not. At least,
Yeah.
see, there is a translation.
Yeah.
So you could have told me what.
Yeah, I could have. But I didn't.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
you should be.
So should I start over? It's just 6 minutes.
No, stop the. Do you know what? It's okay.
World record time.
Just tell me when to start the timer again.
Can you load the
I
save?
could have loaded
Well-
save, yeah.
Ah, it's 6 minutes.
It's 6 minutes, come on.
Yeah. How far
The
over
set-
estimate are you
the-
gonna go anyway, so.
No. The
Should have kept the timer going.
Ah.
fun fact, when I highlighted some of yesterday's runs today, I saw that the hard mode setup was 40 minutes. Just want to put that out there.
What?
40 minutes.
Yeah.
Set up for the hard mode.
Of course.
Easy.
Just putting it out. I think 6 minutes in proportion is not that bad.
Just tell me when to start again.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Not now.
No, I guess.
Also not now.
No?
But
No.
only 20
Is
minutes
it now?
behind schedule.
Almost.
Yeah, and no?
No. Still not. Okay, coming up. There.
This way, my prince.
Hello? I want to walk! Okay, so I'm
Disconnect your the trick and
oh, why is this game garbage?
Oh.
Yes! We can start!
27 seconds in. Let's go. At least it's 3 times safe for the next one.
So this is the intro of the game. Funnily enough, you'll see that at least a third time today. Assuming I finish the run.
What?
Spoilers.
What?
Because the start is also the end of the game.
No.
That's so witty.
I mean, why don't you finish the game then?
That's true.
Try to reach this ledge on the other side.
So where's the game entry? It should be here, in this area.
Quick, this way.
It's kind of racist back there. Please stop
Grasp the next
le racisme.
The earth moves beneath you.
Wow, what good movement.
Thank you.
It's like you just did it 10 minutes ago.
It's like this is literally free. Nothing hard about that.
Toka, if you buy me a capture card, I will run this game. At
No,
least
you
once.
won't.
At least once. Just say.
The fun thing is, if I would do that, hypothetically, in the end you would say, oh, it's all your fault, you did this to me.
What?
You know that is true, so come
Yeah,
on.
that is true.
Yeah.
That was a perfect imitation.
Thanks. Okay, and cutscene.
Oh.
FFZ follow has been done?
Yeah, I did it from the hotel. So have fun, guys. Bye.
Okay, please not stand up.
No.
Ich bin freiwillig, zum Beispiel, nachdem ich den FS-Antwort angezeigt habe.
What is this coded talk?
That's not really easy. Everything don't know.
Hi.
Hi.
For
Some
1 minute,
whispers that the
then
demon lord
2 seconds of
within
gameplay, then
us
another minute.
with promises of wealth and power, only to drown him in the sands. But I will tell you a different tale. I will tell you
If you want to drink or eat something, I'm here.
Thank you.
I can't believe I trust
No, I have my sparkling water. It's fine.
Yes.
Or you would call me by my name.
What is that judging comment like?
So you've
I
told me.
didn't make the
Told me
promise.
when you promised me mastery over death itself.
Technically,
Told me when you promised me a princess.
Really up for debate.
Told me when you promised me my
what if you
kingdom.
unlock there again? From odds.
That would mean we can watch this cutscene for a third time. Your kingdom is right here. It's so funny.
Nothing here, genie.
Like he looks genuinely happy. Oh, my kingdom's right behind this. Leave. And then there's just sand and a stone.
One kiss, kiss, kiss.
Kisses.
Kiss cam.
Prince and the statue sitting on a tree.
Kiss cam.
K-I-S-S-I-N-D.
And you'll see.
This isn't another one of your tricks.
Actually,
For a harem girl to be still.
oh, I can't see it. That's fine.
Here. Yeah. It's good.
Ah, here.
didn't you tell me that
It might just be a subjective feeling, but every time I do a marathon run, within the last 2 years, everything goes wrong.
That's true.
Like,
That's so good.
I can leave it for a mountain.
Yeah, but not for the runner.
at least you're having fun. That's cool, Smell.
We just gotta
I promised you power over
Nothing went
death.
wrong.
To grant it, we
That's
have
true.
to forge an immortal bond.
But I mean, tocaloni1
It's not true.
is not something good because it's just you guys not wanting to have fun with us.
Yeah.
Beyond the realm of mortal.
So maybe it's this Keep de France shirt I'm wearing, which is cursing. It's cursing this run.
Yeah, no, because most of the time you wear it during your runs.
Oh really?
Yes.
This is no ordinary place.
So, but maybe the shot.
Strange power coursing through the rock walls around him.
Just
I mean, I would
Very air
I would take it off, but that
in the sand.
might give us some other problems.
what? Why? Oh yeah, I guess we couldn't restrict ourselves by seeing you.
Very much up for debate. Okay,
Oh.
it's not coming up. No. It's 1 minute from now.
All dressed up and nope.
Actually, for the game.
So what will I do with it?
I mean, one time is good, 2 times is like just.
Yeah.
just
I mean, then I would load the save. The save is right next to it. Assuming it triggered, that I don't know. Maybe it crashed when it tried to save. That could be. But that means the game is garbage. So
Yeah, nothing
Come out
new.
wherever
I
you
guess.
are.
it's true.
The more the prince felt
A little
his
movement
heart
text. So 2 little
the
movement
more
texts.
his heart raced.
You can explain
this
already.
magical
First is
place
walking is the
he
fastest,
promised
or rather running is the
destined to
fastest.
be his? Would he
Actually,
find
that's the
his
first thing I
happy
timed before
son?
even running the game, like
Would he at
2 years
last
ago or
come
something.
out of the darkness
What's the
of
fastest
father's
movement tech in this
shadow?
game?
Just to get done with it.
Yes. You know, that would have been my contribution, then I pull out, I'm done with this game forever. No, 2 years later, I'm sitting in Paris doing this. Ah, it didn't crash. That was actually loud, wow. Oh.
Sorry. I mean, I have to clap for everyone that is not clapping.
That's true.
Oh, here's a delayed.
Thank you.
Prince of Persia, the Forgotten Sands. Just in case you didn't
Oui.
know yet.
Thank you very much. So so the other thing I wanted to mention is that you can buffer rolls when falling from too high. It's similar to Sands of Time, where if you, like of course if you fall from too high you'll just die. But if you fall from a, it's a like buffer zone of height between dying and not getting any damage. Where if you, I did it there again, if you hold down, he will roll as soon as he touches the ground. To prevent or to cancel fall damage.
That's actually pretty nice.
Yeah, it is. Also, you can skip some of the cutscenes if they're related to the story, but
Okay, so explain
That's like-
the story to us, please.
you see this monster and runs away with the sword, and we want the sword.
Okay.
So we'll pursue the monster for 1.5 hours to get the sword.
Wow.
That's not a joke, by the way. That's literally what we're doing.
Elaborate story.
Yeah. He has a sword, we want the sword. It's really easy, honestly. Who needs a complicated story when you can just... You have it, I want it. Bye.
Oh, Tata,
Quickly, this way.
you missed an envelope.
No, he didn't miss it. He was in chat.
There it goes.
Can you stop lurking the marathon and just come watch it?
I need support.
Yes, this is Tata.
Thank you. Ah, beautiful. That was a little skip. There are a bunch of small skips. There's no big skip in this game, but a lot of like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15, things like these.
Wow, epic slow.
Right, yeah. Yeah, unlike in SOT, you cannot cancel these. That actually doesn't make sense. You cannot cancel these
Find
here.
a way to get across.
There's al-
What is this climbing animation?
So there's also a landscape mode, but
Get down there.
it's useless.
No
So
matter.
it cannot cancel these slow-mos, and it's generally useless.
What the fuck is this monster?
It has a sword, and we want the sword. That's all you have to know. Please don't question. Okay. Oh no. I ran straight into a fight.
Like you could use a little direction.
How do you fight in this game? No, the enemies are independent. There are some enemies from similar to 2K8 and some straight up ripped from SOT. But otherwise they are unique.
The hunter is literally just a retextured hunter from 2K, at least from what I can tell.
There you go. I mean, you probably all didn't hear it, but Hunter is essentially from 2K8. That's.
But that will be later in the marathon. Just saying.
Oh, will it really? Oh, that's cool.
Pro, in the background definitely, but I don't know.
So stay if you want to watch a real run.
Pardon? Talking about Pop 3D here, or? Which is totally not acting up at all.
So far, it kind of works.
Oh, that's cool.
Kind of.
More cutscenes. So that in principle there's a co-op mode in this game where the second player can take over the cursor and then give the player some perks, like moving these big stone statues faster or freezing enemies or so. And I thought about a one player two controller run, but it's not really doable or useful enough. Yeah, we literally had to pull the power plug.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Was that bad?
Yeah. I never had that before.
Oh, never had that before. Ooh, marathon issues.
It literally is. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you should be. For submitting this.
I mean, I didn't accept it, so you are partially to blame as well.
I mean, I said maybe on it.
Thanks.
I did my work.
Oh, that's fine. So for the fighting, in principle, you have a 4 move combo, and the fourth hit, depending on what you do, so it is the strongest. If the fourth swing is done with the Wiimote, it's a strong attack. If you do it with the nunchuck, it's a punch which will send the enemy to the floor. Which will be useful later on, because later on we get a one-hit KO move if the enemy is lying on the ground. So. But that's for later. Also, the fighting attacks you can use progress throughout the run. Whatever. They progress throughout the run, so we later get some torpedo attacks, tornado attacks, jump attacks, and so on.
Almost come full circle. The creature can't be far.
All that matters.
So that's kind of an experience system, EXP system.
There's juice, bread, and if you want tea, coffee. I don't know.
Be careful, my prince.
Fun fact for later on, because Eraser asked. Once you kill the monster in 2 hours from now, you get an achievement, Mushroom Sauté. Whatever that means.
It escaped.
It just means that you jump over mushroom.
Let's deal with our new friend
Thanks.
You're
first,
welcome.
Genie.
There, so that overhead swing, that's the 4-hit combo. Does the most damage. So for some weaker enemies, that's not really useful for the run, but for some weaker enemies you can throw them away, lift them in the air. You can freeze them once you have some sand powers. And oh wow. Then once we get the torpedo attack, the sort of this guy breaks instantly. But for now, because we don't have any more elaborate fighting attacks, we have to punch punch his his shield away. Kind of slow, but the only thing we can do for now. Anyways, time to kiss some more stone statues.
What?
Toca1 is a 2-player run by Oats.
Well, once I have recharged batteries.
Okay.
No, and I actually. So I thought about doing it at some point. The thing is, I don't really understand yet in what or how much these 2-player perks would, how much time these 2-player perks would save you. I haven't really, I can investigate it a bit, but I don't know how feasible it is for the run. There's a claim from a game developer that so the best time they got at Ubisoft Quebec was 4 hours for a single-player run, which is insanely slow, and then I think there's like 2 hours 50 or so for a 2-player run, which I simply do not believe. Don't see how one can save that much time just from 2 players. Also, that was slow. Could jump from the upper one.
Maybe it's 2 hours 50 each.
250, yeah, could be.
Wait, so the employees at Ubisoft like ran this game?
Yeah, well, not ran, but tried to play it fast, I guess.
Why did they not tell the devs to fix it then?
That I wouldn't know.
I mean, it's Ubisoft. What did you expect?
That's true. But you could ask QC Beagle on Twitch. He's on Twitch and he's most likely for real, so you could ask him. Maybe he's even in chat right now.
Maybe talk to him?
Yeah. Well, rather he talked to me. And then he talked to Sam. When I didn't respond because I didn't want to be affiliated to this game anymore.
The aroma dwells there. Its touch is deadly.
He was like, oh, but Lats Toka is really not nice. He's not answering my message.
That's true. At some point we talked about some of the big skip potentials and how reasonable or how likely it would be for some of the bigger skips to work. If they would work. Because the problem is, you're running in circles a lot in this game, but you cannot... Even if you could skip one of these sections, you would most likely miss... that's cool. You would most likely be short of magical powers. So right now I can turn these hooks into rings to grab onto. That's a magical power. Later on we can freelance these rings.
There it goes.
We get a whole bunch of other magical powers, and without these you cannot progress. At least that's what we believe right now. Or that's what I strongly believe right now, at least.
Road of Kings, an ancient ascent.
For example, up there, if you would look, there's some platforming. That's where we'll be in 10 minutes from now. We go in circles to get to the head's statue.
It's like the most frustrating level design ever.
That's true, yeah.
This was the main gate to the palace's outer bulwark. No army of man or demonkind ever breached
That's true.
it.
Okay, time for skip.
Okay, fine.
The downfall of all great nations comes from within.
I did it. That was so difficult.
The applause resembles. Those were sort of we were more doing all the work while Toka sat there.
Why did
By the
you
way,
bring me
what's
here,
just
Genie?
have five
Surely
times.
there was a more peaceful
Thank you.
kingdom to grant me.
Yeah,
Pardon?
Adventure, do you not?
I seek a kingdom and a princess of my own.
So regarding the
Far
camera in this game, a lot of work is done by the automated
Remind me,
camera.
think how I ask for
You
things.
can do some, and sometimes you have to do some manual inputs,
You can restore Istahar to its
and it's
former
really
glory.
weird to do. So you have to press the C button on the nunchuck,
Hard to imagine.
and then with the Wiimote go to the border of the screen, as you see here. And you really have to get used to it. Took me quite a while.
But
And my
It's really weird. But to be fair, if you make a game on Wii,
But she still
well,
lives.
the question is why would you do that in the first place? Then there are not many other options.
yeah, you can just press C and move.
Live in
You
the
know?
same structure.
No,
Only my magic
That
can
doesn't
open the door
work.
around.
it's not. I don't know.
I'm sorry from
Just
Knowing
write,
how
just
to
write,
do a game design.
just write QC Beagle on Twitch. He'll be happy to answer your questions. Yes, a small thing you can do there. You can turn the stone pillar before the cutscene starts to save some. Yeah, I got it twice. Nice. To save like 2 seconds or so each.
So optimal.
It's insane, I know.
This barrier is sealed with magic. Only seers and spirits may open it.
You're a key and a genie. How versatile.
I have many gifts.
Okay, so here we're introduced to the later on most fun mechanic of the game. Sadly, that's ironic. So later on you have to draw these really complicated like patterns on the door with your Wiimote, with a really precise device. I think you're seeing the issue here already.
Or for them.
This game was made before the Remotion Plus as well, so yeah.
In the mortal world.
As usual, your answer is as clear as a sandstorm.
It's time for keyboard and mouse ones. Good one. Okay. Right. So there's a segmented run for this game. It's not really like it is a run, to be fair. It's more of a fast playthrough. From 2010, I believe. Still exists on YouTube. And I think his final time was like 3 hours 30 or so. And world record is 3 hours, what is it, 3 hours 5 or so? Yeah. So it's not really optimized, but there are some neat strats he found. For example, that falling straight down to the green plate I did like 15 seconds ago. It's really not obvious, because you would think, well, that just kills you. You fall like 10 meters, but no Prince grabs on. Merci.
Rest and replenish here, my
Me too.
prince. It may be a while before you can again.
Oh, it loaded. That always happens on Wii U. It takes like 3 seconds to load this area. Don't know why.
So did you time if the game was faster on Wii U than on Wii?
Well, I didn't hardcore time it, but from the playthroughs I did and the splits I compared, yes.
To defeat them,
Mostly,
look for another.
I believe it's mostly due to more stable FPS.
I see, okay.
Stable and
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a Wii, yeah.
I mean, the keyword was more stable. You know, doesn't mean it's stable. Always do less.
I mean, you cannot depend on the game like peut-être pas Wii U is just the last one.
Also, fun fact about wall jumping this game, compared to Sands of Time, you do not have to time your wall jump inputs. So I literally spammed A there to wall jump as quickly as possible, which probably looked kind of funny, because it was. Thank you.
Only one.
Play as Sotina or spam.
Alright, so there's one mechanic I didn't explain yet. One mechanic I didn't explain yet. If an enemy has this blue light coming out of him, that means once that enemy is killed, the fight is over. So you can... That's a game-intended way to shorten the fights. To kill that enemy once he's coming up.
That's like midway between forcing fight and leaving the player to it.
Yeah. So like if a player wants to do the full fight, he can, but he doesn't have to. I'm not sure if that's good game design or not. I find it weird.
Yeah,
It's a weird concept.
it's like having an idea, but not going fully through with it.
Use
Yeah.
caution,
Why are you
my
not sitting here?
prince.
You as a game dev could provide excellent co-commentary. You as a literal game dev.
I'm sorry, game design classes was the one I was the best at. Which is sad because I was in the programming class.
You have to wait here, because so you can't go this way because of the red leaves. The red leaves damage you, by the way. It's called the Haoma. It's the bad like entity in this game. Whatever, I don't really know.
Corruption.
mean, it's similar. It's a similar concept to Corruption, I would say. Ah, that's cool. In the sense that it consumes everything and we're kind of freeing this kingdom from it. So, in a way, this is 2K8 already. So, Smeth, if you don't want to run 2K8 because it's a duplicate of this, you may do so.
No, we have to
May
play
scrap the
it.
run later. It's fair.
I mean, we had
The
Battle of
upper
Prince of
approach
Persia
to the
yesterday.
monument is not far now.
You did say a good game.
Ah, Battle of Prince of Persia?
Let me rephrase. A good game compared to this.
There.
Oh!
Look, the canyon
That's the
where
empty
we
set.
belong. The monument is just
Mathematician's joke. Funny. Anyway, so this is the statue. This is the statue set. At the bottom is where we started. Essentially, where the game hard locked 6 minutes into the last run. And if there theoretically was a way to get up here, you saw it's really high. It's probably like 100 meters or so, or 300 feet, I guess. For the Americans who are not even here because it's 5 a.m. for them, so 100 meters. It's very unlikely that you ever find a way to get up here.
Put a bunch on it and let Robbie place it.
Right. I mean, Robbie already tried things in this game on emulator, but he tried. So I think his conclusion was that quote there's too little in this game to make anything out of it, like too little movement tech or whatever.
Yeah, at least at the start.
What you see
Yeah, at least at the start. What does it mean? I thought we played through the whole game.
When I see it, Genie.
It is not my purpose
Oh.
to lead you astray.
Deceived
Astray?
again.
No. Into mortal danger? Yes.
When the puzzles became too complicated, I stopped.
So, remember what I said about me playing the game? When I'm seeing this door, it's slow.
You think that door is a problem?
But I mean,
Oh
like in general,
boy.
like
You're
opening
in
door
for
like
a
that-
treat.
Opening doors like that is just a nightmare.
It is. To be fair, in a sense, it's a smart idea because the game has to load. The game takes quite a while to load the next areas. If you're actually fast in some of these puzzles, the door will not open for another 5 seconds because the area is still loading behind that. A casual player usually wouldn't notice that because it takes them some time to do the puzzles. But of course, I'm very experienced and fast, as you can see there.
Yeah, by jumping.
But once we venture that way,
Yeah.
there is no return.
Is it guarded?
Of course, it doesn't happen always, like it's longer loading, but in some places it does, and it's really noticeable.
What are those sounds?
Hello? What you got?
The prince and the genie left the cavern behind, climbing ever closer to the palace and the surrounding city.
So yeah, drawing these patterns on the door, it's like I kind of get the idea they had, but it's weird. I don't know. What does the game designer say about that?
I will stop.
Isn't this fun? Look at this. Ah. Yes. Cool.
Fun.
I wonder what Smith just did.
That door is so cringe. Like I'm actually feeling not good at looking at it.
Anyways, it's time for a boss fight. Where we hit his hand and then he dies.
Oh, it's you.
It's me. He can do a bunch of different attacks. The best one is this one because he ends up close to me and I can quickly attack him. Without the hit, that would have been a 2-cycle.
Excellent, my prince. Your fighting prowess has hold of the monster.
Right, and then what you do is you climb up to
Now is
him.
your chance to reach his
I think.
weak
I'm not sure about it. The game gives me no hints on what to do there.
Find a way to climb up and attack him where he's weak.
Find a way to climb up.
Yeah, like there's the camera assistance and the genie tells you what to do. How stupid do you think I am, game?
I think you should hit his hand again.
I
You
could
are
try.
playing this game.
That's true.
I mean, this is basically T2.
Yeah, except it's better because you don't have to time anything. You cannot fail if you do things too early.
Let's see how you do without your head.
Ha!
This is sad.
I win. So the fight is over. Oh no, it's not. Oh no. It goes on. Yeah, it's the same fight but 3 times in a row essentially.
What?
Wow.
Yeah. We do the same thing now, we climb up, do the combos. And then again. Somebody thought this is cool.
I mean, somebody thought playing this game was cool.
That's true. I had to do it. The leaderboard was empty. It was my duty as the Prince of Persia community to not let it stay like that. Why does he do the punch so often today? It's really... That's the worst attack, because I have to walk quite a bit to get to him. I can't get as many hits. Okay, there should do the column thing. Can attack his hand. Yeah. Should be a 2-cycle. Fair enough. Also, if you fail any of these quick time events, you redo the phase. You don't redo the full fight, but you redo the whole phase. Which adds another 1.5 minutes to your fight. Funny. One. Two. And one. Okay, so I have the pattern in my head on how many A presses before every swing. Because you really don't want to fail this.
2.5 A presses.
Yes. TFS Wii boss done in 0.5 A presses. Oh no, he has a third phase, which differs so much from the first two phases. The problem is some of the game elements are really fun, especially some of the later magic elements of this game. But then there's a 5-minute boss fight, which is 100% repetition, and you just wonder why. Why anybody did this. Can you do the column? That would be cool. Thank you very much. Ah, that's a bad... So he has 2 attacks with this column. That should be the good one. With the good one I can attack, with the bad one I can not attack. The bad one literally just drags out the fight. Because that adds to the game experience.
Odds is asking whether full or half are precise. And
Thanks for repeating Robbie's joke.
I'm just reading chat.
Thank you. Okay. So now it's 3 A presses before every swing. Swing. And one more. The fight is over.
Yes!
Thank you.
Oh wait, that's time.
Run's over. What's the time?
32 minutes.
Decent time for a marathon.
Well above record.
What do I get by 2.5 hours? Cool.
Let me guess.
Okay.
Another kiss.
Another
right,
kiss.
Genie?
You are learning, my prince.
Pardon? So I'm the statue, that's good to know.
I mean, would you rather kiss the ball?
No. So, okay, so right now we get the second magic update. So we can't only place hooks, but we can also place tornadoes on the floor, on special plates on the floor, where we can hover in the air, like, I don't know, 2 meters above the ground or so. Or not only in special areas. You would see it right, like down there, but we don't do it. You can literally just jump up here. This was a skip. It saved 20 seconds. Thank you.
Where is everyone?
Everyone in all of Persia, my prince.
You know what I mean, sir. If I'm to take responsibility for this kingdom, I need to know.
Time for another skip. This was found by Samabam14,
By the Aoma.
and it just saved 15 seconds. Thank you. So actually, yeah, Sam found like 2 skips for this game before he gave up playing it because it sucks. But his services are very much appreciated, of course.
This is the path to the garden. From there, we can reach the mausoleum. Tombs and shrines often accompany each other, my prince.
Second skip of Sam's coming up right here.
We will need
This one is a bit hard to find because the camera makes it really unintuitive. That was the skip. Usually would have to go around to get up here.
How is that the skip? It's just platforming.
Yeah, but it's not the intended way.
How do you know what it means?
Despite decay and corruption, the
That's
prince
true.
could still see the garden's former
To be fair, there are some
reminded him of the
skips in this
vibrant
game which
sense
are
of the
so intended that you get an achievement for them.
He longed to see his home again.
We already passed one of
He
those.
would not return until he had
It was,
earned the freedom of his own.
it's rather at the start of the game where you have to move a stone statue
What are those statues?
closer to a door to such that you can activate the button and get through the door before it closes. But you don't have to move the statue all the way to the door, but you can stop like a third between initial position and the door. And if you do that, you get an achievement. I don't know what the achievement is called, but you get an achievement for that. So some of the things are intended, which also feels really weird. Like you get an achievement for skipping parts of the game. Thanks.
These creatures are ravenous.
So glad that they appreciate you not playing it fully.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you found room warping.
Also for this one, so yeah, there are these light blue buttons on the wall, which you can press to change the color of the plates, but you don't have to. And if I just don't change them, I might get an achievement for that in a second. Just look out for it, maybe. And there it is.
Don't feel like it.
What
Yeah.
a rebel.
It's literally the achievement. Also, if you're too close to the wall, things don't work, because that's good game design. Right now it's funny, but later on there will be an achievement for a skip, for a really, really unintuitive skip we're doing, which, if it wasn't listed in the achievement list, probably nobody would have ever found it. Including me. Luckily the segmented run does it, so that's how I learned. You don't have to do 2 of the very long fights later on. But more about that when the time comes. Assuming it comes. Maybe the game just crashes before that. We'll see.
But wow.
Did you not protect your leaders?
The menagerie of the myths. Time to get chased by scarabs. Well, not the big ones, but small ones. Which are also called scarabs. Okay.
That's not really confusing.
I mean, no, that is.
Would you classify these things, these red things on the floor, as scarabs?
Oh, that's cockroach.
Yeah. But the game says those are scarabs. And the game is always right.
Yeah, about that.
When the game crashed, it was also right. It wanted me to not play it anymore. Set me free. Okay, right now we're being chased. The problem is if you... so if you die, in principle there's this checkpoint system, which you saw many times already, where you go back to the last safe location as soon as you have one of these sands left up there. But in these sections it might be such that the scarabs are in a position where you cannot proceed. So you're either soft locked or stun locked, kind of depending on. That's good game design.
So basically first try all day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not always, but mostly. Sometimes you can salvage it, depending on the area.
Thanks for the roast, Catalyst.
Ah, that's funny. So sometimes the prince grabs on, sometimes... thanks. Sometimes he doesn't. I don't really understand why or why not, but it's a thing. is this a corridor in warehouse? But faster. Yes, it is.
What was this place?
It was the royal menagerie of Istahar.
The beasts imprisoned here to amuse the nobility?
The nobility.
Speaking of warehouse, there's this Sands of Time zipless relay, like co-op run thingy later. But I still haven't played Sands of Time in a year or so. At least zipless, so what could go wrong?
Thanks to the Aoma.
Just let Robbie carry you.
Yeah, I mean that's the plan, but Robbie can only carry that much of the run.
I mean, Robbie can do the run alone.
Yeah, he could.
What if he only practiced the bits he was supposed to play?
What if you only practice? Special.
Practice half of the skills.
Yeah. I mean, you might be laughing, but that's literally my plan to get anything done before the run starts. Yeah, that's funny. So I want to wall run. So I'm pressing A, close to wall games like, yep, jump. Oh, there we go. That's cool. Yeah. With A, you do essentially everything in this game. Aside from fighting, that's done by swinging the Wiimote.
I mean, I can understand it sounds like the Wiimote has a B button or something.
No, the B button is used for the magical spiritual hooks thing you grab onto.
Yeah, it sounds like you have a Z button or something.
That's used for cancel. That's how you fall down ledges if you want.
What the fuck?
And C's for camera. So the debate about making a Forgotten Sands game on Wii is still up. Is it a good idea to make a 3D platformer with like 4 buttons?
I mean, you can because you are still on the D-pad.
That's true, but the D-pad is used for nothing. Well, it's used for rolling, but the other 3 buttons of the D-pad are used for nothing.
Yeah, like you could have done something really good.
Yeah. At QC Beagle.
Just take times to find the good things.
It's almost over. So we should get the torpedo attack rather soon. Then the shield guys are no problem anymore. Also, a lot of the weaker enemies are 1 or 2 hits. So that's cool.
So when is the 100% category
Ah,
coming
that's
in?
cool. Never. At least unless you run it, of course. Oh. Pardon? Really? I thought the run didn't finish.
Oh yeah.
No, like finish at 5 in the morning, 5:30.
Ah, I see.
What was the time until that?
3:18.
So why did he stop?
Six-legged friends have found us again.
Because he realized he was nowhere near finishing.
Oh, okay.
Nice estimate.
And also he missed a bunch of stuff and used the safety save already.
Okay.
But it was really fun to watch, I guess.
Yeah. So where is he at?
It was like just after Kylie. Did he kill Kylie? Yeah, it was just after Kylie. No one.
Whoa.
Wait, no.
No, that's
No,
when
it was.
I went.
Yeah, that's when you there. I was so tired. Like. Oh, it was when he returned to the throne room after getting the water sword.
Okay.
Ha! Got them!
Isn't that
Heroic challenge completed. Flush. Congratulations on
No,
flushing.
Yeah.
That was before he turned into Sandwich.
Oh, camera.
You really shouldn't be out here all alone.
Okay, so that's the torpedo attack.
That's fine.
It's pretty strong. Yeah. So there, the sword breaks in 1 hit. And not the sword, the shield. Is this a Pokemon reference?
Oh.
Okay, there. So now that at least that guy can be finished off really quickly. And we'll get to some more somewhat elaborate fighting attacks later on.
You know a great deal about this place, Zara.
I know a great deal about many things.
Okay.
Anyways, time for a 2D section.
So you do, but especially.
I can only move left or right from here.
Claim to have driven out.
That's actually a good.
Did you live here once?
I mean, it's kind of interesting.
Her mind is twisted by the corruption
Feels
of
like
the
I'm playing
elements.
Forgotten Sands PSP. Robbie, I had to. Come on.
I'm not sure if that one is still the second best DFS game.
Yeah, why didn't you submit that game, Robbie?
Because it's that.
It's 40 minutes faster than this one. How can it be bad?
Because it's 2D.
Have you seen some of the other games in this marathon?
It's not that fun to play. I think there's many skips. Besides like 2 seconds.
I wanted to make a comment, but then this game has up to 15 or 20 second skips, so it's objectively better. I agree.
Then if you skip 15 seconds, how do you enjoy the story time?
No, the story journey was yesterday. That's not my cup of tea. Obviously, you survive that fall.
Sure.
But if you fall from the fence, it's just a tad higher, you die. So that just that tiny bit between I'm fine and help, I broke my legs. Or however things work in Quebec, I don't know. Okay, you might know this area, we were here before, now we're backtracking. So we're going back to the main hub where the puzzle started. Thing.
They just made one area and then are like, okay, everything will be spent here.
Essentially. You said you cannot buffer unloaded area, by the way. Oh, there it is. So you can buffer the rolls when falling, but you cannot buffer anything else. So neither climbing up nor falling. In that sense, it's a very bad game. I'm so sorry.
I can't wait to see that game at ESA.
Pardon me? I can't wait to see Fort Boyard at ESA. With like 10 players apparently, I don't know.
4.
4, oh sorry. Cool, we did one half of the puzzle. We need to open the door, we need to go in a circle, we need to return here in 45 minutes. And then go back with a new power.
Huge skip potential.
Well, get on it. What the fuck?
Funny that you say that, actually. I guess I'll say something more about that later on, when we actually get to that point, where everything loops around.
This is just so proud of it.
Riz, are you okay, or?
No, I'm not.
You seem very enraged about this. Yeah, epic slow-mo, like the Prince can war on. Wow.
If I can say that this is poor level design, but really, it's really poor.
You remember beauty, and I see only decay.
So, shoutouts to auto-aim. Hi. It's 0% precise, you just press A when you're somewhere below the thing and it works.
Oh, to skip the previous area, did you try to press A?
Thanks. Ah, come on, one torpedo. No, I don't want to wall jump.
Be still, creature.
Ooh. What the fuck? He did like 10 minutes damage.
Yeah, the guy's really strong. Like, if he charges up his red attack, should try to dodge. But there I really want to get the archer because he was the indicator to end the fight, so. Given he's 1 torpedo and 1 hit to kill, it was a reasonable choice to make.
What the fuck is this?
Well, it's a plant, we have to kill it. Yeah.
It's always possible.
Thank you, Grizz.
But humans lack in magic to make up for in
Yeah.
determination.
So I am learning, my prince.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Nerds output.
Doors, but only one bridge.
I just see Reza wants to do something with the Yu-Gi-Oh! cards. I'm already in fear.
This is literally bad, but more disgusting.
Which one?
Yeah, this is a broken card. But yeah. No, it's just literally bad.
Oh yeah, it is actually.
So that door right there was an instance of the door not opening because the game is still loading. Because I solved the puzzle too quickly in a sense. So the game loading actually caps how fast you can go in a way. This is so sad.
I'm so Vladimir. Say hi, Toka. Nice to see you.
Hi. Another thing this game has in common with SOT is the lack of auto-aim when torpedoing. So I cannot select which enemy I'm torpedoing. But I did good. Especially if there are 4 enemies around, there's not much you can do aside from hoping.
Do you get your HP back after every fight?
No. But enemies usually drop HP if you kill them. Yeah. Yeah. HP orbs. Blue health orbs.
HP.
Try to ban me. No, don't. In the end, my game will hardlock again. My console will hardlock again.
I can do sprint as well.
That's true. Okay, I want to try to skip something here. It was too slow. If you're fast enough, you can get this elevator up more quickly. I did save 1 or 2 seconds because it was not fully down when I called it again. Conveniently placed giant saw blade. Conveniently placed door opening mechanism. Cool. Right, so the plans are essentially undodgeable on your way back. So that's... On your way there, it's really easy. Don't even have to try on the way back. Like 3 out of the 7 always hit you. Okay, that was the first area out of 3 to kill this plant.
Oh my god.
Haven't you played this game yourself?
I can't remember anything about it. For good reason, I guess.
But you have played it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm so sorry. That's interesting. Okay. So for some of the plates you can activate them while already approaching them. But for that green one I have to activate it before jumping there, else the auto aim doesn't kick in. So that's fun if you don't know about it. So if no enemies close by, then of course no torpedo can happen. But there is an enemy close by, so I feel like the game wants to fuck with him. Pardon my French. Come on. Should be over now. Come on. Can the archers stop? Fuck. Funnily enough, they could kill me during the cutscene. So the enemies, when this special enemy is killed, which indicates the end of the fight, the other enemies can still, for like a second, attack you and damage you. In that situation, because my health was rather low, kill me as well. So the fight starts again. Cool. Wait, no fear. Second, conveniently placed giant saw blade. Whoever was yawning in the background, thank you. It very much fits the mood of this game. Could you move it onto this platform? Thanks.
Does it fit the vibes of this game?
The positive vibes of this game, yeah. Oh, please. Okay, I'll actually move it fully, just so the prince can jump up and grab the thing.
Very nice.
I'm very sad. Would you grab it?
Stop shouting. It's scary.
Fuck!
It's dying, but not
No,
dead.
it's not.
Let's
Have you
keep
seen this
searching.
game? Of course you have.
Still you alive? You still alive?
It's true. It's all good. It's only 2 more hours of this. It's fine. Yeah, 2 more hours of this. A bit more actually. 10 probably. That's just my guess. It might be sub 3, it might be over 330. We will see. Oh no. I ran right into that fight. They got me. So one tech you can do in this room, you can push the enemies onto the traps that activate when you step onto them. As you see, it's really good mechanic which doesn't fail at all. It's not because we have a precise way of pushing enemies to wherever we want. Oh, that was okay. That fight can be a lot slower if the enemies are just in a bad position.
This is not so bad. We might save the world after all.
Alright, there's a skip I can do. I have to remember that. I have to save those sweet 2 seconds. Which I lose on waiting for the saw blade.
I don't have time for this.
Prince, I also don't have time for that. Oh, come on. So going under the saw blade is rather precise. Going over is completely free. Where have I heard that one before? Easy, okay. That was the skip, by the way. Cool. It's fine. And that's the garden. So it's the third saw blade, plant dies, we can do the actual main puzzle. Cool. I'm so grateful to all these one claps. Okay, nice cut. Sadly, I don't know from the top of my head what my split time would be here. If anyone wants to look it up, it's here. Here what split? 59:40. It's probably a lot slower than that, honestly. A lot faster than that, sorry. Probably a lot faster. Than 59:40 for the gardens split.
And GG asked, why? No Coco.
Yeah, but I'm so sorry. I just submitted this game, I didn't accept it. So it's only partially my fault. Okay, now we backtrack to the main area again. First time today ever. And hello to everybody in chat who is courageous enough to watch this video game. You have my absolute respect.
And us? What about us?
I mean, technically you're also in chat in some way, so you're also included.
Okay.
If you want to be included.
Yes.
Okay.
I want to have your respect.
Then you are.
The statue will move only along a prescribed path, my friends.
This jump makes sense, this one also. Come on. Do the thing. It's not precise at all. Easy. So I solved this puzzle in 5 turns, which is the quickest way possible. And because I did that, I will get an achievement for being so smart. Thank you. I mean, it's yet to come up, the achievement, so please wait. There, you got brain. Thanks.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet, yeah.
So have you proven that 5 is the minimum one?
Well, given the structure of the puzzle, yes. Unless GMP wants to run a program to confirm it's true. Okay. That was a small skip. It's not super. It doesn't save that much, or as much as it could, because the columns are rather far apart. Oh, nice. Columns are rather far apart, so this quick wall jumping to get up doesn't work.
Did you can destroy? Why?
That's true. Okay, so we're on our way to get the second, the third, I guess, the third magical upgrade. But the second big one. So now we'll be able to, or in like 5 minutes we'll be able to freelance rings and these tornadoes on the floor. So we can place them wherever we want.
The gods themselves.
But not really, because then there are some yellow leaves where you cannot place magic. So it's you're essentially being lied to by the game.
Do you want to know how much behind you are?
Yes. 4 minutes?
Just have fun with this question for your 1-1.
Sorry?
Just have fun with this question for your 1-1. I won't tell you.
Ah, okay. Thanks. But at least you know how far behind I am, so. Okay, so for this saw blade, you need a setup. So you know when to start warring, because else this is impossible now. Ah, nice. This is really frustrating as a casual player, because usually only you get 4 tries. We have 3 sands, so we have 3 retries. And figuring out when you have to start wall running in 4 tries it might happen, but it's for sure not guaranteed. So might be rather frustrating. One fighting tech which is newly introduced, the power for which we got somewhat shortly ago, I'm not sure when exactly, is we can freeze enemies now. Can freeze them in place for a few seconds. There, sand frozen. And you have to do it for these Homer's priestesses. Because otherwise, as you see, they move around a lot and can't do anything. But if you want to jump onto her, you can't because the auto target fucks you. Oh, come on. No, I want to target her. Fuck off, game. One hit. Three? Okay.
I'd say we should be friends, but I don't really
If you level up a bit, we will kill her in 2 later on. So you see, the freezing is really useful. Sometimes really necessary, like for these enemies. But if there are more than, let's say, if there are more than 2 enemies around, it's a really painful mechanic. Because your Wiimote sensor, the Wiimote sensor is just not precise enough to handle this accurately. Or as the player wants. Hope everybody's enjoying breakfast, by the way, around me.
Yes.
I can smell the Nutella.
No one's eating Nutella anymore.
But I can still smell it. Whatever. That's true.
Yeah.
So if we're lucky, we should get some funny... No. Can get it such that the wooden thing clips into the stone and the stone suddenly pushes to the side. But I kind of missed the timing for that. It's fine. Yeah, it should be good. That's maybe a bit... Could have let go of that first ring early. So as you see, this platform is really slow when retracting. I have to wait a bit so I can get over this gap quickly.
Ooh.
I'm so sorry. Well, and I am. What a perfect fit. But this game has a lot of bonus areas you can explore if you want. But they are not nice unloaded areas. It's not necessary in any way. Just stay frozen. No, I want to target her. That was rather quick. Could have been worse. Okay, so about that crash earlier, the game before this day ever crashed on me once, and it was in this area. So the game feels especially and particularly funny. It might repeat itself, which I surely do not hope.
There was once enough magic here to fill an ocean. Now, only droplets remain.
Yes, these are indeed, I mean, they're not. They refill your sands. 3 of those refill a sand tank. And they also give you experience points, but as a player, sand seeds. Yeah, in that seed, that's in that sense, that's true. Yeah. In that seed, that's true. So this game has absolutely no auto aiming. Oh, cool. Yeah,
bro.
yeah. Now I have the killing blow. That's the one-hit KO thing if enemies are down on the floor. So now this punching combo should kick in. Well, not now, but from now on. Punching combo should kick in where I can knock down enemies and then one-hit KO them. Especially for the bigger ones, that's really useful. Aside from bosses, there's no restriction on this killing blow killing blow attack. Ability, that's what I want to say. Killing blow ability. A difficult word to remember. Nice. It's easy, honestly.
The prince had come to Izdahar to claim a kingdom, but instead found only deadly peril. Yet no amount of danger
Please
could
enjoy the
reach
story.
far within him.
That's why I
Every step
turned
brought
subtitles
him
on.
closer to the creature.
Just so you can read
Rather
what's
than
going on.
dread, he felt only exultation.
I mean, essentially it is, yeah.
Each obstacle, however lethal,
Yes.
another chance to prove his worth.
Most likely. Also, that jump you can survive because, yes.
Save this. Save this.
Yeah, exactly.
And my next split is here. 110. So I should be within 5 minutes of my PB at least. I'm rather sure of that.
Okay, I can survive.
Yeah.
In theory, you are.
Okay. What, in theory? Oh, right, because of the crash. Because of the 6 minutes extra, right.
You have to finish at least 60 first.
Thanks.
To beat this game. Sorry.
I mean, it should be fine. What could go wrong? Okay, so now we have better creation powers. Freelancer ones. Also, very interesting cutscene. Oh no, we can skip it. Oh. Shame. So with all these cutscenes skipped, it looks like there's this crazy magic girl thing shooting crazy red magic balls and trying to kill me. Because of course with the story it makes a lot more sense. Oh, okay, that's cool. At least it didn't die.
So do not for any split.
I mean, just tell.
Just put left.
An interesting mechanic I didn't really realize was a thing until way too late. Is that if you're hanging onto one of these spirit hooks and you're pressing A without a directional input, you're jumping off like perpendicular to the wall. You're just jumping off the hooks. And that's funny, by the way. By funny I mean unfair. And yeah, so that knowledge of jumping off these spirit hooks is really useful. But now it's just really useful. Why would she not? Oh no! No, and my checkpoint is here now, right? No, please don't. Oh no. Fuck. Can I die somehow? Probably not. I have to, no. Fuck.
But I guess that's true.
Let's do this again. Shoutouts to the checkpoint system in this game. Fucking bullshit. I could not fail this jump. Cool. Really have to wing that jump. It's a really weird jump. I'm not sure what hit me right there, but it's fine. I only lost 1.5 minutes in this area. Fuck ever.
It's just a game.
Why you have to be mad? Whatever.
You go on the meeting. Da, copyright.
Good movie.
Also, you can reset camera if you press C twice, but it doesn't always work. It works sometimes. That's a cool game mechanic. I feel like I've seen this area before. Weird.
it's just so frustrating. Like it's like you're not progressing.
Yes. Oh, come on. Oh, I guess I'll kill these enemies. Pull them off. Or do the killing blow. It's also
Anyone
cool.
else to clean this place?
Okay, so we're close to returning to the main hub. Main hub being the one we were 1 hour. Now it's more like 1 hour. Maybe even 50 minutes. Nice challenge. Whatever challenge that even is. It's easy. To be fair, that one's somewhat easy because it's still symmetric. Later on, the patterns become very non-symmetric, and thus become very difficult to remember, to memorize. So please place a torpedo there. That's good.
Yeah, didn't you say that you would need your PC?
Right, yeah.
In an hour from now. It's not now. But yes, I might need it later on.
Is it like in a text file? Or something?
Yeah.
Wherever you are.
Because I think
some more complicated puzzle solutions for later on.
Who is using your PC? Kiddo?
No, Caddy.
Because like once there's scenario, I can just send the files to my
Those guard dogs are
Right, yeah. Yeah. But no hurries, 1 hour from now.
Yaka is asking if the graph and door are random.
No. No, they're always the same. Right, so this right here skips an enemy trigger. Which would be really annoying when you try to open this door, but you can just wall run around it. Because that's cool. Fountain safe there.
What a nice glitch.
A nice what?
Glitch.
Nice what?
Glitch.
Oh, thanks.
Glitch.
Speed. Oh, that only took 7 years. I was not worried about a crash at all there. Fuck.
You get destroyed so much by the traps.
That's true. Okay, let's leave this area. Oh no. Ah, that's a shame.
At least you tried.
That's true. So welcome to the Red Hunters. They also shoot arrows, but they shoot more powerful arrows and way quicker. So if they hit you once, they essentially stun lock you and you lose like 75% of your HP. Also, that was the punch combo. So you do 3 Wiimote swings and then then one nunchuck swing. This video game. Okay. So, oh, we're here again. I've seen this area before.
I'm beginning to lose confidence.
SOT.
Alright. Should maybe open the door before I try to go through it. It's kind of a good idea, I think.
TFS PC, you don't need to.
That's true. But the main version of this game is way superior, so of course. No surprises here.
I'm sure you went inferior.
So for this one, this is the quickest way down. I'm not even sure if that's a skip or intended. Given all the achievements you get for everything, this might be unintended, but I have no idea. At this point, I don't even care anymore. Just let me leave. The suck of Istihad.
How was
Yeah.
I felt like it was over, you know? Like I just stood the screen. I was like, oh, it's over.
As the prince climbed, his mind returned to all the evils the Haoma had wrought. However unwittingly, he had unleashed this blight from its prison. He knew he could not.
Oh, I feel like I've seen this area before, like 1 hour ago.
You did it.
Oh, please.
You died for what?
Yeah. The next fountain was right next to me, so if I die, like, would die twice now, it would be okay. But there are some deaths where a fountain is rather far away and you just get sent back by 2 minutes or so. Although 2 minutes is rather extreme already, but that can happen.
Wait, compared to where we did it, still okay.
I guess. Why would, like, where's my auto aim? Where's my auto target? Okay, let's do it. Let's do something different here.
Is this the barrier skip?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Maybe we should actually try this. That's true. So indeed, you can get here right when you can get here the first time, but you cannot progress because you don't have the correct magical powers. Like here, I absolutely need the freelance ring, otherwise I cannot proceed here. Also, here would be another split. It's like what is it? Life Upgrade 5 or so. It's a split called. But I don't even want to know how far behind I am. You don't have to look.
I want to.
No, please don't.
I will just not write it.
It's just. Thank you. It would just frustrate and sadden me.
I have a split called No Barrier Skip.
Oh yeah, it's that one. Yeah. Cool Warren, by the way, game. Also, go fuck yourself. With all my love and. Well, back to the last save point, which is 1 minute behind.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Seriously? Wow.
How can one game suck this much? It's actually incredible. I'm 100% sure I'm doing the correct inputs. That's why it's even more frustrating. I'm pressing left. Left. It's here. Sorry. I had to let it all out. On the positive vibes balls. Sorry, Sphere's luggage or whatever I just...
No, it's not mine.
Oh, it's not yours. Okay, then it's fine. Whatever.
It's okay.
Thanks. At this point, I'm lucky if I make the estimate, honestly, if this keeps on.
Well, I'm just gonna cut you.
Coming up again, can the Prince war on this time? Well, after this cutscene. So if you die and watch a cutscene again, you cannot skip it. Because that's cool, yeah. Please activate this thing, please war on. Put a ring there. Oh my god, I did it. Thank you. I did it. I didn't do it. No, I didn't did it, sorry.
I didn't. No, I didn't do it.
Eraser, what do you think of Warrior Within NMG, by the way?
I mean...
random question.
You see the crap?
Oh yeah.
You go below that. So you see TFS Wii?
Oh.
It's around the same level.
Okay, that's fair.
it's still better what to check is.
Okay, I guess I'll just not progress here. Woo! Do I even have to go, by the way? I'm not even sure. I think I have to. But at this point, I can just try. Yeah, I have to. Okay, fuck. that's the way down, but I thought maybe you can take the way up as well. I feel like these cycles are desynced, honestly. I cannot... So, if I wait a long time here... Okay, that works. That's really unintuitive. That's so off the cycle you have to take usually. I want to select this one. Thank you very much.
Only a door separated the prince from the palace and what lay inside. The creature, the blade, and the chance to put right his mistake. But not all doors are easy.
So there's a pattern shown here, and you just have to draw it essentially.
The fires of hell itself, if need be.
This one's also easy because it's totally symmetric. It's always the next one, essentially.
One of the strongest ever created.
Okay, so for this area we were just in, that's another big puzzle, subdivided into 2 sub-areas. Oh, that's cool. Subdivided into 2 sub-areas. And one's the water puzzle, one's the fire puzzle. Okay, I must not die here. Highest priority. Okay, wait now.
So you did live here after all.
That is not important now. We must
Cool.
rouse the magic that opens this door.
Go over it. So luckily you can do the puzzle while in combat.
Can they shoot you during that?
The red ones can, yeah. The white arrows can't. But even then the puzzle doesn't stop. It only stops when I die.
Okay.
At least that's something. The water barrel. So this is a very sad area in the sense that there's a skip that almost works. Like you can get so close to the door and then the fight still triggers. So we sadly have to do this fight. Oh, and also I die. So for these beasts, this combo really comes in handy. The punch, like the knockdown combo. 1, 2, 3. Yes, okay. So even if your combo's interrupted in a sense, you can still finish it. At least something. Yes, please knock me down even more. Oh my god. Please stop. Okay, I really should not die here, else I'll go back by a bit. One. I mean, I'll probably die to the beasts in the next and last round. Come on. Yes. That was actually rather scary. So.
Yeah, that one you deserved it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
So for the skip, you can go all the way up here without triggering the fight. Up here, all good. And then here it triggers. Why ever? Like that's the weirdest trigger placement I've ever seen, but that's how it is.
The gods entrusted us with Izdahar.
Also, I survived this because
But you could
it's
not
nice little
defend
skip,
against
yeah.
the Aoma.
We could not. We failed the gods and we failed ourselves. The shame of my people runs deep.
There is no shame in valiant
So fun fact, when I learned the run from the old segmented run,
You have returned
the segmented run gets all the life and all the sand upgrades. So you can, at some point you can have 6 sand tanks and like twice the health you have now. And at the start when I was learning, I was really considering getting those, at least some of those. And seeing how this run goes by now, maybe I should have picked up some of these upgrades. Might have been a good idea.
How long does it take for the shortest one?
The shortest one.
Like the...
So there's one. There was one right on my way, but grabbing it takes like 30 seconds.
Oh yeah, okay. It's actually nice.
Yeah. And that's the one which is right in your way, so you don't have to go out of your way to get it.
And it's a Sand 1 or HP1?
That's HP. Goodbye. Trap is also rather clutch, because climbing up takes a bit and you think, oh, the trap will hit me, but no, it doesn't.
Perhaps I underestimated you, my prince.
Haha, she's speaking of underestimated.
Ha. That was actually a good one. So also in this area, see, the area where I have to go is right next to where I was. Of course with a wall in between, and they really shielded it off well. There's at least no known way to skip this area. It would probably be like a minute or so. Also, I'm dead. Yeah. No, I'm not dead. Can I hang here? No, I can't. Oh, that's a problem. There was no way to salvage that. You have to wait for the absorber. Depending on the initial cycle, that is. Okay, so you can also skip this fight. Where am I? Oh no, it's good. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, then don't go up there. Whatever. Oh, he did the jump. Thanks. Okay. Oh, it's time for the most fun mechanic coming up in the next few minutes. Standing on a button while a swing trap tries to kill you. Not that one, but also that. Nah. So you can skip it if you have enough health. But I wasn't HP, but I wasn't sure if I had that. Like there you can make it. And I was running as fast as I could. Like, okay. Turn and go. Oh, so this is what I was talking about.
That's actually a pretty clever idea.
I mean,
it's
yeah,
awful,
it is.
Clever.
It is, yeah. So this puzzle I still remember. This puzzle is really easy. Just like the one after the fire puzzle, but when the harder ones start, then I might need some guidance.
But not while the pipes are dry. We must restore the flow.
So you just, this one you turn twice. This one you turn just like that. And then one clockwise. Easy.
Is that why you venture so far from your homeland?
This one also can be really confusing if you do it first. It's not a trivial puzzle for sure.
For win, for honor, for glory.
For what, my prince?
Challenge completed. Water. Thanks.
What now then?
We return to the entrance
Very
hall.
much appreciated.
Surely
Stay
enough water
hydrated.
has entered the pipes to meet our needs.
True. Okay. This game is always a bit scary, because you have to spam the B button to place the hook and hope the camera plays along, but it did. Oh no. One more. Where is it?
Goodness, I'm proud of you.
Another 2D section. Yay. And survived. For some of these falls, you really have to know that you can survive them. It's 0% intuitive that you make some of these, or that you can make some of these. Cool movement. No, that won't work. Have to wait. That might be a problem. We'll see. Yeah, that's. I had to take the risk there. Otherwise, I wouldn't have made it. Because this trap cycle here was a bit off. Now this works. Oh, time for another one.
Yeah! Jump! Can you try to jump while doing it?
Nope.
Why?
Why would I?
Because it's fun.
Well, for you, maybe.
Yeah.
But not for me. That's the problem here. I'm the runner.
Really shouldn't be out here all alone.
You're the let's play on me.
It's not wrong.
By the gods!
More fighting. No. Note how that arrow did not interrupt my combo. So that's, I mean, that's somewhat nice. Game can be a lot more cruel than that. Like that, for example. Well, let's not torpedo then, although the enemy is right next to you, well, that's fine. Yeah, these hunters are really annoying at long range. As you saw in the previous fight. And in that area it's rather prevalent. Bye. Ah, for this one, yes. This one is probably the least intuitive solution. You have to put the ring in between the two close saw blades. Otherwise you cannot make this. Only works on the way there, but not on the way back. Oh, is the game loading? I can't tell. Okay, so now we activate the...
I can hear it loading.
Oh, thank you very much.
What if you can on the mic?
Probably not.
Water flows in the pipes beneath us.
Okay, so now we activate the water path. Second up is the fire path. From what I read, I've not confirmed this myself, but from what I've read, it's faster to first do water then fire. Because if you do it this way, some enemies on the fireway won't appear, apparently. That's what the segmented run says. In that regard, I trust the segmented run. Although I haven't confirmed it myself, but it sounds reasonable that there's an order to these.
So when I asked you for a kingdom, you decided to shoot 2 targets with the same arrow.
I do not understand.
It brought me to your homeland, which I must cleanse of your enemy.
Small
to
skip
claim
here. That's
for my
usually the
own.
weight you have to take back. But it prevents some saw blade memes.
Heaven forbid.
Time for a long elevator.
One good thing, still we can
Smells like smoke.
Thanks.
Smoke lingers long after fires are quenched. Now we need to
I mean, I have But depends. Do you count the 6-minute crash or not?
I was not counting it.
Okay, so if you don't count it, then I have 25 minutes to spare. I'm few minutes behind, but not 25. I feel like
How many?
probably 5, I would say.
5.
It's just my feeling. But for the estimate, it's 25. If you count the crash, it's probably more like 15 I have to spare. 2 world record. Oh, very nice. So in this area, the red leaves, the Aoma, also kill the enemies. Okay, let's line this up and jump there. Oh my god, it works. The red leaves also kill the enemies, so you can push them into the red leaves to kill them. It really comes in handy in some fights, especially in these here. Okay, that worked.
What is that thing?
It sustains fire, but cannot create it.
What?
The spark is up to us.
That's how you create fire, isn't it? Just swing your sword
You've kindled
at
the flame.
90% light speed and
Will
then
not be
fire.
enough. We need to find more of these burners.
Yeah. I mean, fire, thermonuclear explosion, same thing. At 90% light speed, weird things can happen. A bit. A tad of energy.
But it's good. We saved all the energy during TFS race. It was no energy.
Right, yeah.
Well, you should definitely watch the video. It was really cool. That's all we can say. Oh,
Cool.
yeah.
What is this massive device?
It brings fuel to the
Yeah.
Pardon?
Don't make promises you can't keep, Zara.
I'll surely have to catch some of these VODs later on. And not just highlight them.
Yeah, you didn't highlight the one from yesterday.
Yeah, I only highlighted 3 from yesterday, then I had to leave to do something here. I don't know what it was.
Time to release my inner demon.
You're not doing your job properly. You're fine.
Also, I can leave now, that's cool, thanks.
Nice.
So Razor will do the rest of the run.
Yeah, sure. That's it.
Because from everybody out of this room, he probably has the most experience with this game.
Maybe Robbie actually. Since he's trying to start.
Well, Robbie didn't complete the game, you did.
more like warrior without.
Which is 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
That's something.
I thought the auto aim would kick in there. Sometimes it can.
For the next 5 hours. Oh, no, that could play it. Really.
Okay. I have to wait for the cycle anyways there. Could have been worse. So the cycles of these saw blades in proportion to each other are not consistent. So sometimes they can be off by like 10% of the cycle or a quarter, and then rolling through becomes impossible and you have to jump over with a whirlwind, which is slow. But here they are essentially parallel, so that's cool. Time for the infamous skip. It's not a skip, but literal makes the casual gameplay doable. That was it, by the way. So usually you're supposed to take these green spirit hooks, which is literally impossible. You cannot make that. So you have to place that freelance spirit hook beneath you and turn the camera a lot to make it work. It's a really weird place there. Thanks, game, for showing me the door. Oh no, wait, that was TFK. Wrong game.
It's every phone game.
I mean, that's not wrong.
Not really far.
Try it once more.
Yeah, we don't have cutscenes like that.
I was off the platform. What killed me? Very interesting indeed.
This game is weird.
French society had enough. Basically.
That, yeah, that I can tell. Yeah. That one was actually way safer to war on over. Hence why I'm doing it.
So when you completionist this game?
No.
Why not?
Well, it depends. What would completionist even be? Get all the sense and life upgrades. That would take probably 10 more minutes.
Oh,
No.
okay,
Well, that's human.
well,
That would require completing the game, I think, 2 times. I believe so. I really don't want to test it, so we'll just not do it. Yeah?
Yeah. Ah, no, no. But what do you have to complete it twice?
Yeah, so there's a new game plus category, but it means you have all the fighting techniques from the start, not the magical.
Okay.
Which, to be fair, if you had those, that would make for a really interesting run, which is probably like 1 hour 20 long or so. I'd really like to try that out. Yeah, if I had to.
Oh, yeah.
If you find a way, sure.
I mean, yeah, we can.
No.
Even like just hide
For emulator, please ask Robbie about that. His experience about.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I mean, Viva is rebooted. Should we do it?
Yeah, if you have control.
Yeah.
I do not.
Okay.
If it's 90% light speed, why can't I see it?
You have really good eyes there.
Not yet. One burner remains.
Is it in slow motion, really?
Why is it not like in anime where it just like, it shoots his shorts for
Yes.
for 1 frame?
Slowly approaching the hay. Oh wait, I have to go here. Wait, and... Ah, yes. Oh, it was right beneath him, but he didn't grab it.
This game is funny.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Congratulations.
What?
Shoutouts to Grisbear.
You might get it.
Weeps out, by the way. What is anime?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, it's rather English dub of an anime.
Your people built this enormous fire pot? How long did it take?
I cannot reveal all our mysteries, my friends.
All? I'd be happy if you revealed one.
Such funny dialogue. It really lightens up my day and my mood. That looked easy, but those 2 cycles can also go really wrong. And usually they do. Yes, it's loading. Well, actually, I looked into buying this game in the Wii shop. Sadly, the Wii shop does not exist anymore. As of earlier this year. Which means the Wii shop was running for, what, 12 years? 13, 14? Not sure when the Wii came out.
Not really sure if it was.
Well, I'm not sure if it was in the shop in the first place, but
Yeah,
the shop is not even accessible anymore, so that question doesn't pose itself.
I mean, you can just hack your Wii and.
Hack my Wii? That sounds illegal. Don't want anything to do with that. So how are you doing? Everybody having fun? Or
What is
I'm asking the same question actually.
another elevator?
Well, it's the same elevator, but now going up.
Is this Garchas?
No.
Fuck!
Should I tell you or?
No.
Okay. Don't mind Eraser, he's a weep.
Fuck!
It's all you gotta know. Although I think Blenders also had a hedgehog, had a hedgehog, but
It's not the same.
did it? I thought it had, but it's not the hedgehog from yesterday.
Oh, God, that's 20 something. Oh, it runs really good. I think you're up the top. It's really slow for you, right? Way more than
Okay, how do you do
Well,
this
we
puzzle?
started a fire.
It's like,
Congratulations in order?
what's the Aufbau of this room?
Where I come from, those elements don't mix.
Actually, in the text file I have for all the puzzle solutions, it says Aufbau, because you have to number the 4 letters, so you know which one you have to turn.
Okay, so yeah, it's exactly. It's close to
Thought that simple steam could
Close to what?
be magic indeed.
Yeah, some of it is, yeah.
The lock?
No, wait, it was 3 ones. Oops,
My
3
friends,
ones.
you must find a way to move them.
But them shots are so fuck over as well.
Okay. Magic statue moving, by the way.
That's very
Wow.
realistic.
Whatever, honestly. And you do it again. No, whatever. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, the first one was water, this one is fire.
Where's Earth? What's wind?
How dare you? How dare you ask such a question? At QC Beagle. No, apparently fire and water makes the steam that opens the door somehow.
Oh, okay.
Things.
The
Brain-
statue was water should put out the fire, right?
That's not my problem.
The royal
Statue
palace
was facing
of
left.
Izdahar.
It's a game's problem.
The prince
The
knew a
fallen
reckoning
king!
was
Yes.
Hey!
TFK.
The
And
prince did
Smith
not
legs.
escape him this time.
This one's for you.
He had nowhere left to hide.
Oh,
Which-
finally this guy!
Yes.
There is no escape, monster. Give me the sword and
Mushroom
I'll leave you
sauté.
alone. Just like
So actually we have to do this boss fight, but 3 times. And between each there's like 3 minutes of platforming.
The best sword arm in this part of Turkey.
So,
Now is the time to prove it. Here it comes. Be careful.
I mean, I can see what you're talking about. Come on, come on. So as soon as he does this swing whatever combo, he's vulnerable for long enough that I can get a full combo in. And then I should bail. Okay, and if I do it once more, the first fight is over. The other fights only differ in the amount of HP that guy has. I think he's in the middle, so I can activate either. So actually, there's something very unintuitive about this fight. So the floor is labeled in different colors, and depending on where that guy is at the end of the fight, that color, like that color plate you have to activate. If you don't, the fight restarts. But the game doesn't tell you that, so you find out the hard way at some point. Which, to be fair, if the guy's like on the border between two colors, you can select either of them. So here I could have chosen blue or green. That would have been fun. Especially later on, if there are 4 colors for the third fight, and you pick the wrong one, either by accident or not knowing what the game wants from you, then it sucks to be you. So here in the sewers, we also introduced with these floating spores, which serve the Haoma, apparently. And you have to lure them away, else they will hit you and kill you. They will not one-hit kill you, but usually they hit you in midair, so you fall down and die.
This place smells like
That's why. That one you have to lure away. It's not for all of them. Some you can, if you're quick, you can just skip.
It needs darkness and moisture to survive.
Great. I'll have to
ACI
fight it
Pro
with one
ask
hand.
if
With
this
the
game is
other
good.
holding my nose.
Because it doesn't know it.
Yes. No, that's the punchline. It's not.
Your wish is my command, master.
Or let me put it differently. If you have the chance to play this game, but you're not obliged to do it. So if you have the choice, then I would say please don't do it. That's my view on this game. I will not stop you, I'm just giving you a friendly advice. Although it might be a speedrunner's view, but it's at times really frustrating because it straight up ignores the inputs. Which is rather severe because you have 8 different directions on the nunchucks. So it's not a 360 thing, but you have 8 directions. And sometimes games like, nope, you press the one 90 degrees to the side. Which is 2 units off, if you will. 2 quantized units. Oh, please. Am I stun locked? No. Am I dead? That's actually a problem. Come on. So that chase sequence can be rather scary if you get hit by the red leaves right before a war would happen, then the scarabs will assemble there, and you might not get past it despite iframes. Yes, that's it.
But how is it called?
New game.
Thank you. Okay, marathon is over. Thank you.
Weeps out. Okay.
Oh god.
But you didn't watch it, right?
I did watch it.
Okay, so it's not on your list because you didn't log it.
I also with most of it. It's still running. I can't remember.
Tifumi's cute hedgehog. I mean, what?
Like I just remember it was a 4 comma.
You did your best. Okay, that was the second fight. After some platforming, we'll do the third fight, and after that we'll get a new and thus the last magical power.
The hero's life is always filled with surprises.
Wasn't it you? Just weeks ago in the marketplace when you bought me?
Also in a second you will see a very weird and oddly placed red gem. Just placed in midair, and it's right here.
Spiral?
Yes.
Crash?
No. It could actually be both, funnily enough.
Yeah.
But if you, I'm not sure if it's an homage to Crash 2. Even if it is, it's just weird. Like if you collect it, you get an achievement. You have to backtrack later to get it.
Yeah, I mean,
But
so basically Crash 2.
what are you even saying, Sphere?
I mean,
punch? Okay. Would you kill him? Well, that was funny auto aim, by the way.
I don't know, your last stream, I can't believe I'm getting good at fighting.
Well, that's not about being good or bad at fighting, that's just game being bullshit. I did the correct combo and the correct input. I can only do so much. Also, whoever has my laptop, I might need it somewhat soon.
Where is
15 minutes from now.
Yeah, where is fight?
D speedrunning TFS Wii notes. You don't have to hurry that much, you just need some. Right, left.
So weird stuff. I was like, okay, I don't see what.
Oh no, was it? Oh fuck. That's actually a problem. I have to wing this now, that's not good. Oh no. Spaza has a really easy solution. Oh, okay. I got it by absolute chance.
Congrats.
Thanks.
Happy.
That's where my notes would have come in handy. Not like it either is left, left, right, right, or right, right, left, left. I never remembered which one it is. Well, no, I know. And oh, come on. And I will never. Pardon?
Yeah.
It's still 5 minutes from now. All good.
I really said it's the best way to do puzzle. Try all permutation.
It's not wrong.
There is no escape, monster. Give me the blade.
Write a script to test all solutions. Find out there's a quicker one. In good TFS tradition. Getting it once is fun. I mean, no. It also has feelings.
Oh. So, monster, you're not the beautiful person.
It's a mild way to put it. Totally didn't hurt it. So this fight, if you don't know its patterns and what to do, it can be really frustrating. I'm not. It probably was a year ago, rather long ago. I tried. Doesn't matter. And there's, what do I want to say? I tried to do a blind run of this game, and I quit. I think it was 6 hours in or so, because it was really, really not fun. And this, I didn't quit here, but this was also a point where I had very little fun. Because if you start this boss with no sense, so if you die you restart the whole fight, and you don't know his patterns, it's really, really frustrating. I win.
That should do.
Good thinking.
So now there's a cutscene regarding story, like Thing died and something about his sorrows or whatever. I don't fucking know.
But do you know?
Mushroom sauté.
Yeah.
Vive la France.
So do you know why he has installed the sword or not?
No.
Okay.
Like it's probably explained, but I don't remember.
I know that you got the sword. What do you have to do?
Well, I go to the final boss and kill the final boss.
Kiss me.
Which is essentially, as far as I understood, the Haoma like personified, or Haoma took over some princess and we kill her. I don't know. I don't want to know, honestly. I just want to play this game in peace and be left alone.
Sorry.
Don't-
Bye.
Be left alone by story questions, rather. Okay, so here's an actual and unironical fun mechanic about this game. The magical ball. You can place, you can activate it anywhere, but it has some, it has a 2-second cooldown. So it's a power of the genie, and after you activate it, rather after you deactivated it, the genie needs like 2 seconds to return to you, so you can use it again. Also, welcome to Sands of Time. Where have I seen this anyway? So these are really weak enemies in this game. Kill them in 2 hits, unless they teleport away, which of course. Also, funnily enough, just like in SOT, they can do the like swinging 4-hit combo to essentially kill you, or like take, I don't know, 80% of your HP or something.
Yeah, funny.
That combo is still a thing. Come on. It was an okay fight. I mean, 2K8 Hunter, SOT, women, like... Where do they stop stealing? It's actually the same, it's not even the same enemy, but it's also the same sound the enemy makes, like the women make. So it's not just the design, but also like everything. It's just so...
If you steal something, you have to cite it precisely.
Yes.
How it was.
Yes.
Didn't see any footnote.
Yeah.
It's in the credits.
Oh.
Interesting. Okay.
So is it already your PC? Just tell me.
I told you don't have to hurry that much.
I'm sorry, you told me 5 minutes.
15.
Yeah.
5 minutes. Because I can't understand.
Make sure your laptop doesn't run out of battery while holding that. It might be a problem. Okay, so now that we have the magical ball thingy, we can return to wherever and do whatever. No, we can return to a place we were 45 minutes ago, and now proceed differently because we have new powers. We're fast enough to deload the door? I don't... Oh yeah, we were. Hey. Ah no. This one's just a texture thing. Later on, if you're quick enough, you can actually despawn a big gate. Which it doesn't save that much, it's just fun. You can just walk through. Because there's nothing that stops you.
As the prince approached the lofty sanctuary, where the gods...
Yeah, but that's when you restart the checkpoint.
His
Here it
mind
just
led
happens
him
if you're
to
too
the
fast.
Sultan's words.
For the game's liking.
Amir Rahman had spoken of his daughter, Nazreen. The prince dared not think of what horrors the home might
Right,
bring
also
on
that,
her.
yeah.
He now knew that his childish dream of his own kingdom did not matter.
Okay, so this jump right here is not
All
doable
that
without the
was
magical
saving
ball.
the
Even if it
princess.
was, then this one is impossible. And even if this one wasn't, then this one is impossible. So you get the idea. Without this power, you cannot proceed here.
Just zip to the end.
Just zip. I mean, that's true, yeah. To be fair, this game is on the same engine as the Sands trilogy. Sadly, there is no rewinding, so there's no chance of abusing zip mechanics. Is there fun in this game? See, that's the answer. So what's cool, with all the powers we have, we can now essentially climb up any wall we want by placing placing a ring and then using the magical ball repeatedly. Also, that's cool.
You think they'd be better?
Like this right here is a cool idea that you only use magic to proceed in this area. Sadly, it comes 2 hours into this game, which is a bit too late, because nobody played until here. Aside from the devs themselves, apparently, from what we know.
JP is asking how about ledge storage?
I have very little hope. Of course, anybody's invited to try to find anything in this game. Will this work? No, of course this won't. But if I'm like an inch closer to the ledge, then the auto aim kicks in. So I'll just call bullshit on this video game. Come on. Most precise bullshit. Okay. And this jump works. Of course. It's the same jump as before, but whatever you're saying. Game. Bye. Can you just... Can you... Thank you very much. I really wonder if the game is currently loading something. I cannot tell. We have... Hmm? No. But other, like, you have to put this, place this precise tornado, and the. Oh, cool. Yeah, there the gate is unloaded. That was it. Usually the gate would slowly open, then you go through.
And there is nothing that it cannot bring into being.
Okay. Now I need one glance. The first solution is easy. It should just be right counter.
All I have ever wanted.
I think.
It is why I wished for
right counter, yeah.
in the first place. How do I like
I only need it with that one for now.
So will require you to go beyond the boundaries of this world. More than that, I cannot say.
Gods and genies are like royal viziers. Never a straight answer.
This one's still easy. Even unsurprisingly at this point, get an achievement for solving the first one in one move. I get it once after I exit this door. Achievements like you knew or something like that. Yeah, you knew it.
Our escape route has been cut off.
So it would seem.
I mean, to be fair, I did know it, so yeah.
A titanic statue looms.
The achievement is well placed.
The Camros, a majestic bird that served as the harbinger of the gods. It brought life to those deemed worthy, and death to the impure who violated its nest.
To place a tornado on the ground, come on. Okay, good. Okay, that works, all good. That was a skip, but this skip is intended. You will later get an achievement for completely skipping that room.
What the fuck?
Does not feel good.
That's so weird. Literally cruise.
Oh yeah. That's that only has partial collision.
From my blade.
Yeah, sure.
Also, another nice instance of blocking while doing the puzzle. Works just fine. It's also a small skip. This one's from the segmented run. So a lot of the smaller skips I could just copy from the segmented run. Some I found myself. some are apparently so intended that you get an achievement for it.
Who did the segmented run?
Some random guy, I don't know. It's not like it's not in SDA. It's just on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Come on. Insane. Thanks. I did casual gameplay things.
Is it the one where you just record this screen with?
Yeah. I mean, there is only one.
Sorry.
So.
There's only one other person that's played this game.
So this was done by Vision of Light with 69
yeah.
followers.
Yeah, right. It's from 2010, right? Like came out the year the game came out as well. I believe so.
Yeah, July. This was segment 20.
I really got onto it quickly. It should, I mean, maybe, but I don't think so. Why can't it be somebody who just really enjoyed this game? So much that he's decided to do a segmented run in 2010. What's so unreasonable about that?
Shu is asking, when is Act 1 with all powers?
No. Oh, come on. Okay, that's fine. I get to watch this cutscene again. But this one's short. So here, the short way is to fall down and then quickly jump off. Do the same thing here. So right here, I'm trying to skip the fight in this area. Also, I literally cannot see. And I skipped the fight. This is... Thank you very much. This is where you get the achievement for skipping all the fights in this like colored on this route essentially. So this skip right there was def intended. I don't think anybody would ever find that, even when skip hunting, if there wasn't the achievement for it in the list. At least that's my opinion on it. Because nobody would even skip hunt until here. They would stop 30 minutes in.
What do we do now?
This time, my friends,
I can't
you know
confirm.
as much as I do.
You mean nothing.
I can only guess.
Did you are able
The
to make
top of the
sometimes
statue is a good place to start.
you save 30 seconds in total,
Oh, cool. That will salvage this whole run.
obviously.
No. Okay, so here the camera does really weird things. I have to... Come on, don't stunlock me. Let me through. That works, okay.
Good, good.
That's how I skip this fight. It's not the one I selected. I'm dying here. That's one of the very unsymmetric patterns I was talking about. That's really hard, at least for me it is. Really hard to remember.
Why did you do that?
I want to see if you can skip the cutscene. I always wondered, but I never did it.
Okay.
The answer is no, you can't. Because the only skips you can do are intended to get an achievement for it. To be actually fair, some bigger skips we'll do here will actually be unintended. Not here, but from now on, rather.
How can you be so?
You don't get an achievement for it. So. Like this one. Also, here the camera's really unresponsive, so I really doubt that this is intended in any way. Wait, shoot, go. Let's just save like 20 seconds. Thank you very much. Okay, that worked. I will not complain.
Hey,
I mean, yeah, well.
A long way
I
out.
might need the
I hope you're right.
puzzle solution soon. The bunch of numbers under right counter. In like 30 seconds. It should start with 9 to 11 or so, maybe.
Yeah.
There's like right counter and then a bunch of weird numbers.
9, 2, 8, 11, 5.
9 to 8, 11, 5. Okay, I'll just remember the first 5 and then we can go on. 9 to 8, 11, 5.
9, 2, 8, 11, 5.
Please confuse me. Okay, here to get kind of somewhat rid of this board. I didn't have to kill it, but at least lure it away with it. I think this one's somewhat symmetric, so I might only need half of the numbers and then just fill in again.
I have not failed you, my friend.
9, 2, 8, 11, 5.
Yeah.
Then?
12, 7,
Yeah.
1, 4, 10, 3.
Thank you very much. That was a puzzle.
Does that call a score?
Thankfully, the gods have not marooned us among the clouds.
saying right here is a 2. If.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, and under that it should say something like
2, 4.
right. No, the numbers.
Left counter, right counter.
Okay. Yeah, that one's still easy. For the later ones, I have to look. For the later one, there's like seven lever solutions.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So what did you say? Right counter,
Left counter.
Left counter, right counter. Okay.
Right counter.
Thank you very much.
Counterclockwise?
Yeah, counterclockwise. What else would it be? Counter the lever, like. Yes. I got CS Gold, which I learned about being a term this weekend.
The goddess of the earth, Sam Armate, gave of herself to create the blade.
Which, to be fair, this game also has some aiming issues, so getting CS Gold is maybe appropriate for this game.
Where are we? The air is stale and dank.
The power of the Earth Mother is strong here.
The Earth Mother?
The goddess Sam Armate. Whatever we seek is sure to be hidden.
No. Maybe we can salvage that. The one frame these things shoot and pop the bubble. That's very quick, that's okay. But you get an achievement for that, so that's cool. An achievement for these spike things destroying your magic bubble. Also, these cycles are awfully lined up. That was legitimately scary. What's the overall time anyway? Like 2:24. It sounds very well within the estimates. That was very lucky. So this area also loops around quite much. So right now we're at the bottom of the first area. This is also where the whole loop will end. But interestingly enough, you cannot, like once you return here, you cannot just go up with your magical powers because the door is sealed off by an extra wall. For some reason, you have to actually take the detour and do the fight in between. So they even thought of that. Which shows there's a skip if and only if there's an achievement for it.
It sounds like is involved in the direction.
I mean, might be, yeah.
Look, the Aoma encroaches, even here.
It has grown bold indeed to threaten the caverns of the goddess.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Okay, there's a small skip you can do here. This should actually be a skip. Jump around, oops, jump around the corner precisely, and then you die. I mean, kind of, yeah. There we go. It's not over. No, it's over. Second wall. Like we're doing this area in a very unintended manner, which I, of course, very much welcome. Why wouldn't I? Because this is also the fun thing. This is also the area where I quit my blind run. Like 1 year ago, whenever it was, 2 years ago. Don't even remember anymore. Yeah, it's practice. It's all a matter of practice. Like, it's also stupid, yes. Thank you for saying what I wanted to say. We are so in sync. But I'm doing PoPRuns co-op with Kelly later. That's interesting. Wasn't aware of it. Apparently Orga just decided. Oh, come on. I just want to freeze her.
It's never safe to
Thank you
travel
very
alone.
much.
Let me prove it to you.
So this area can become rather tricky later on, in the sense that the game wants to trick you into going into a room with a very long fight, but you don't even have to go into the room. That's not the way you have to go. So after the fight ends, you're like, where do I go? Then you exit the room, then you look around and see, oh, I have to go up there, which is very unintended. Well, not unintended, yeah, unintuitive, that's what I want to say.
This was SOT, it would show you.
That's true, yeah. That's the opposite of SOT or TFK or whatever for that matter. Game tricking you into taking a detour.
There, my prince, the symbol we seek.
Okay, am I thinking the second solution now? Although this one's somewhat symmetric, but it's like 2, 4, 1, 5,
Yeah.
3.
3, 8, 6, 10, 7, 9.
8, 10.
10, 7, and 9.
Oh, that was wrong.
What was it written? 2, 4, 1, 5, 3,
First
8,
one, yeah.
6, 10, 7.
6, 10. Yeah, okay, I was wondering, there should be a 6 in between. 7,
9.
So if you want to go risky, we can activate these like energy crystal things while the platform is turning, but that's rather dangerous because of lack in precision.
Back to the surface.
Who would have
Back
thought
to
that?
the light.
Would actually look cool.
No, Yeah, it probably.
Oh.
It probably would. But who would test this game?
Well,
Probably
you.
save like 10 minutes of the entire story.
Vin, please test this game.
So it would be faster because the game will have to load in.
It's true.
New hazard. Doesn't the Earth Mother like us?
10 frames.
She is the earth, my friend.
It just loads, yeah.
That would also be
Constantly
kind of funny.
changing in spite of what we do.
There's another small skip. You're supposed to go all the way around and take these energy ball things. Or you can just go up here with your whirlwind and save something. I don't even know how much it saves, but I don't care. As long as it means I have to play this game less overall. Less per sitting. Auto aim, by the way. This one is also easy because of symmetry. Let's do some cool fighting. Essentially, every time I get this execution kill, it's 1 point for me. 2-0. Ah, 3. That was pretty quick. The fight can be a lot slower than that. Can assure you that much. Fine. Also fine, come on. Okay. And that's the second route out of 4 done. So after these 4 routes, there's the final boss, and then there's epilogue, essentially epilogue. Also the third puzzle is coming up, the third lever puzzle. This one should be a bit more complicated. Please don't destroy this room. Okay, left counter 2 times. Yeah?
Right counter,
Yes.
left counter, and right counter.
Very nice. That's probably the fastest I've ever done that, because usually I have to look at the screen like left counter, right counter. Essentially it is, yeah.
Oh, that's why you make up some time, actually.
Yeah. No. That's tool assisted.
Okay, Google, give me the answers.
The moon has held mankind in its sway since the beginning of time. It is this mystery that Ma,
Yeah, also welcome
Lord
in
of the lunar plane,
timeless
imbued into
space
the sword.
thing.
The beauty of the blade captures all who dare look at it.
What madness is this?
Yes,
No
exactly.
ground, no sky, just
Greetings to all the Pop 3D runners in the background,
Is that Ma?
Yes.
who will have
Ma, the moon.
very great feelings
And
about
look
this
at the
area,
moon itself.
just visually.
Its domain is suspended in nothingness.
Where do I go? What do I do?
Ma will tell you.
So
That's
I
true,
head
though.
for his
Did she destroyed you? That's a fucking problem. Enemies are just trapped in this.
My body is weak, but my
Maybe I
spirit is
can
strong.
Oh, like, why would you not grab that? That's just sad. Well, now this will work. Doesn't this feel like a Prince of Persia game?
Corruption. The Aoma's influence
To
extends
me, it
even into
does.
this timeless place.
It fears you, my friends, so it seeks to harry you at
Just
every
feel
turn.
claustrophobic watching this because you're not progressing at all, like you're always in the same room basically.
That's true, yeah. Fun, 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 fun. Okay. So we have to activate 4 of these plates to do very weird rotations to that platform until it finally lines up. I think. Whatever, honestly. At some point you just emotionally decouple from such a game, and I reached that point I think 2 years ago. And 4. Also, this jump makes sense, assuming it works. No, it doesn't. But this one makes sense. That's actually sad. One instance where you can skip the spore if you're careful enough, but I wasn't. Problem is mostly about this spirit hook right here. You have to be really quick, otherwise the thing will approach you. And this one you can just make anyway, so whatever. Hello? Okay. This game doesn't really have an issue with buffering inputs, like for example 2K8 does. But it's very slight in that regard. I wanted to say, then things happen. Place a ring there and grab onto it. Hey, cool. Not so cool. Cool. Same. In game it's okay if you don't feel like it. I don't either, but if we cooperate, this is over the quicker. Okay, where do I have to go? There. That's not where I have to, that's actually bad. Yeah, I can make that. With these late game errors, as you see, it's a lot of winging and hoping auto-aim doesn't hate you. Which, as Eraser might confirm, is good game design.
Yeah, no.
Oh, that's a shame.
I think I have like at least 100 things to say about this.
Well, you still have a bit of time, so if you want to.
Okay, so first of all.
Oh my god. Here it goes.
Just write a paper.
Yeah. Scientific. Oh, please. Yeah, that's, by the way, that's a great checkpoint. 30 seconds back. Okay, 1. Very good. 2. Oh, also good. We're getting there. Ah, beautiful. I played the video game thing.
Only a fiend could have devised such.
I didn't play the video game thing.
Mark good or evil? Only a fiend could have devised such a death trap.
Is the moon good or evil? Neither. It simply
I mean, I have a checkpoint, like hard checkpoint there because of the save, so that's okay.
Such a death trap.
But actually it's not.
good or evil? Be careful, my prince. Is the moon good or evil? Neither. It simply is.
Like here, it's so hard to tell where you have to place that freelancer ring. Not even like there. What am I supposed to do there? Not even auto aim can save you there. Especially a game with a camera this unresponsive, I feel like that was not a good idea.
Is the moon good or
That's just
evil?
my uneducated opinion.
It simply is.
Ah, beautiful. Getting closer to the end, everyone, by the way. Somewhat closer. Just want to make you some hope. And also remind whoever necessary to wake up somewhat soon. So apparently everybody. What's after this again?
Yeah, PoPRuns.
Right, yeah.
An actual good game.
Yeah. So for that one, it's worth, you know, being awake. Just that was my point, I think. Also, insane rotations.
The one that started all this mess.
Can I grab this? No, I can't. Sometimes you can do a skip there if you place your bubble somewhat precisely. There you can. These right here can also be really tricky because they can go away. Yes, they can go away before you're able to jump off. I don't think I can save that. No. In what way? Come on. Like, what am I supposed to do? This is literal casual gameplay. Oh my god.
What the?
All good. I mean, nothing is good, but what am I supposed to do? Nothing is good indeed. Oh, that's actually a problem.
Oh, Carl, thank you, Carl.
Oh, Carl, okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't speak up.
No, it's good, good.
You believe me?
That was actually literally close to death. Okay. So I think I can wing the next solution because it's symmetric again. I'll try. Because that, like, it's really hard to write notes for this one because it's constantly rotating. So I'll try my best.
A symbol.
Yes. Okay.
Ah, a boat with no water.
A boat?
Suspended in the void.
Pardon?
This feels like a trick.
Would you prefer to go back the way you came?
Oh, it is.
Right.
It's a boat.
I'll take my chances with the boat.
Let's ride the boat through time and space. Where is Shady?
Will you say the one?
I will try at least.
Nice.
244. Yeah.
Should be a little less than 30 minutes from there, I guess. According to your key.
Yeah, sounds about right. Okay. So coming up is the last colored puzzle, colored path rather, which is the water one. And it has the, at least right now, most complex solution.
Oh yeah.
For that one, there actually might be a faster one, but I honestly didn't bother.
So that's the last one, right?
Yes.
So right counter times 2.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right. Yes, right.
Right counter times 2.
Okay.
Left counter. Right counter times 2.
Yes. Left counter.
Left clockwise.
No, from the start.
Oh yeah, left counter. Right counter times 2.
That's what it did, yeah. Left counter.
Left clockwise.
Left clockwise, okay.
No, wait. Right counter times 2. Left counter.
Yes, that's
right
what I did.
Right counter times 2. Again.
You should maybe wait for me doing things.
But I can't watch you and read that.
Left clockwise, okay.
Left clockwise. Right counter.
Yes.
And left counter times 2.
Okay. Left counter.
Oh, nice.
Are you trying to sabotage me? Because I think you are.
He's not trying to succeed.
Okay, last path.
I mean, I was telling you, right counter times 2, and you said, I just did it. No! That was a game. Fuck.
Almost like that move appears twice.
I don't know.
But with
This
different-
is your file.
Okay, anyway, so that was the last lever puzzle. Which means the run is almost over, right?
But you were trying to clip it.
Well, maybe I was. How would you be able to tell?
There's
Nice damage boost, I guess.
Yeah. So that's a fast way of doing that. The slow way would to use a tornado and go over. But why would I do that?
I'd rather safe statements.
Crazy wall turning can really mess with your head. At Grizz.
I'm here.
No, it's not there.
Yeah.
You missed the cool wall turning.
Oh, then that messes with my head.
Essentially, exactly, yeah. So these rotating lamps, there's a nice skip we can do with it. Right here. Usually you're supposed to do a rather tricky puzzle, but you can just mash A and then you win. And again, because you can jump off at 45 degrees and that breaks the whole puzzle.
At least 2 clap.
No, you only get one.
But it jumped twice.
No, you only get one.
Okay.
So that's half a clap each.
Yeah.
You can't just.
A clap is a clap.
Exactly.
You can't just have half a clap. It doesn't work.
That's maracas.
More puzzles, but this one's easy. This one doesn't need a solution. He said and will fail. No, you actually can't fail
Once you start clapping, you'll always be clapping, just with slower intervals.
this. It's true though. Come on, select it. Thank you.
Was not clapping.
Running water. Where does it go?
I do not know. Perhaps we should head back to the symbol to find out.
Grateful about the philosophical debates this game is sparking.
I know, right?
Yes. Could have been a bit faster on that one. Remember the first of these magical door puzzles where I had to connect two dots? Me neither. Ah, come on. It was my fault I wanted to go fast. Usually you have to wait and then go now.
So this is like Prince of Persia meets Bioshock.
Interesting comparison, but okay. I mean, I see where you're coming from, which doesn't mean I have to agree though.
Let's not leave, let's go. It's like Prince of Persia meets
Freeze it, freeze it. Okay. No, not okay. Oh, that's sad. Oh, no. Oh, please, please, please. No. Just jump onto her. Thank you.
Looks like you could use a little direction from my blade.
This game is a metaphor for my life. So this path is also almost over. Ish, we did the main part of it. That's just the somewhat infamous, at least for me, infamous bubble jump section. Because the timing is really weird. Like I have to jump now to make it. That it looks really weird, and it is. Okay. That was stupid. That doesn't matter. I can wait for it. Can return. Ah, yes. Who's trying to sabotage my run again? Thank you, Sphere. Okay, so it's a bit slow to execute these, like to do the KO move on these, because they are 2-hit anyways. But if they are down on the floor, there's not much else I can do. Come on. So the last puzzle is coming up in a second. The last bunch of numbers I will ever need in my life.
4, 5, 7.
Okay, it's a good start.
When this is not, just tell me like.
Yeah.
Tell me was Hugo.
Yeah.
Is that counterclockwise?
Yes, please rub it in. Thank you.
There's a lot of water on the screen, though. Remind you of anything?
What are you even saying? It's like you must not tell the story until ESA 20. Please contain yourself. Okay, 4, 5, 7.
4, 5, 1.
Thanks.
Wrong game, sorry.
I wish I would have to run that instead of what I will.
Okay. 4, 5, 7.
1, 2, 10.
Yeah.
3, 11, 12.
Yeah.
6, 8, 9.
Thank you very much. Last puzzle. Woohoo. Guys, don't overdo it,
The gods
please.
have blessed us, but they require us in the sanctuary now.
Okay, so now there's the final boss and then epilogue fun.
Epilogue
You
takes
just stop after the final boss.
how long?
Was it like 6 minute? Epilogue was like 7, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I should be well underestimated. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's what I want setting up
Yeah.
the next one.
So I also got the fighting technique whirlwind uppercut, but I cannot use it anymore. But I got it, so that's cool.
You already sent me the Switch version. I did your.
Oh yeah, I already said. Yeah. I said it like 47 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
Oh no. Is this TFS PC? I mean, almost. There's some kind of resemblance. So this one's a... No, this one is real. There's none of the... Like, this is a fake out. Here she goes away. Here she doesn't. As soon as she swings, you have to attack her to damage. But then she kills you. Meme on my life, please. Yeah, there's a funny story about those like rolling wave vine attacks of hers. For the longest time I thought it was undodgeable because it was, until Robbie was like, can you just like use a bubble and shield yourself? And you can, yeah.
Can't you just?
So Robbie, I dedicate this marathon run to you.
This is the hardest one.
That's fair. Okay, so fun fact about this fight, how this fight works. It doesn't. Oh god. It's just bullshit. You have to rely on the auto aim working there, and if it doesn't, you're just screwed. Okay, so what I actually wanted to say, the amount of HP she has when you enter this cutscene is the amount of HP she has when you start the next phase of the fight. So the quicker you are, the shorter the rest of the fight is essentially. Which also means dying there was maybe not optimal time-wise in more than one sense. At least the idea is cool. So now the second phase will not take as long. If you dodge, will not take as long if you did the platforming part quicker. Second dodge, that's good. That's not good. Okay. So you can dodge these attacks. It's not even a real attack. All you have to do is wait through the cutscene and then place a magical ball to not die. Is this fake out or is this fake out? It's fake out. It also means the third phase will take a bit longer because the platforming now is a bit longer than the first, like intermission platforming. So she will probably recover half her health, HP. Of course, I'm not saying health deliberately to mess with you, Eraser. I would never do that.
You're too nice to do this.
Yes. Okay. So there she is, half her HP recovered. So that phase should be 3 hits. I feel like I've seen this cutscene before, like 40 seconds ago. I don't know. But that one is way harder to dodge because now she goes after you. The second phase, she just goes in a straight line. You can easily roll around it. Yes, please do it for the 5th time in a row. How could I possibly... Oh, that was actually a good dodge. That's pretty quick. This fight can go a lot slower. Especially if you miss the right point when jumping to her, when trying to damage her. So that was okay. Okay, it's fine.
And Gigi said, I just want to say that 28 people are watching this game. Expect something I wouldn't expect.
Very much appreciated. So yeah, this is the cutscene about the princess, which was like possessed, and then we have to let go, and she dies, and I don't know.
Like Farah?
Yes. You have unlocked speed run.
In 2 words?
Yes. That's the punchline.
There's only the epilogue, right? Or is that one thing that will carry over to the next thing?
So there's so there are a bunch of different speed achievements. There's one for beating the game in under 7, in under 5, and under 3 hours. But I think there's also one for skipping all the cutscenes. You can skip like with A and B. And
Trolls with speedrunners is like splitting it this way and making more skips and shit.
at QC Beagle. We need answers. Not sure if you want answers, but we... Yeah, I mean, this is just the second run now. I'm back at the intro. My original estimate was 6 hours, because I wasn't sure if I would learn the run until the marathon. Luckily I did, so in principle I think I did. In principle I could just claim these 6 hours and do another run. Hope you're all ready! Somebody at the streaming PC might want to get the correct credits music ready. It's like 3 minutes from now. So we have whoever wants to do something,
Okay,
there's still some time. You were literally just told.
Sorry?
Please listen.
The genie had promised him a kingdom.
You can play it in 2 minutes from now. I'll tell you when it is.
Death itself.
That's the body isn't even captured.
But through his selfless actions, all of those things were gone. Yet much remained.
What was that sound?
It shouldn't be as
Or snap,
What is being plotted here?
but through mutual agreement.
What is this place?
Exactly. So okay.
Sphere, you will do your thing. Let's.
So I will stay.
We have some time.
Stay there.
Stay with me.
Am I dead?
Am I dead? Yes, I am. Because this war run never works.
Remember?
Can't remember. It's all
Oh,
Just get good.
so I hope Vin, as always, enjoys this T2T ending. The man of the mental realm. Although this one sadly has no skips, unlike T2T. Just some. That's true. I mean, I thought so. I don't know. I never played the game, so. Could
How
be.
do I get out of here?
Come with me. Follow my voice. Stay with me.
He's- okay. That was interesting. I have no idea what just happened, but I'll just take it, you know. Okay, it's not the end yet. It's one more of these cutscenes. That's all. So I guess we can put a bounty on finding skips in this game. So whoever finds the skip gets an empty AA battery. If that doesn't motivate you, then I don't know. But you only can find 2 skips. There are only 2 batteries here.
Who am I?
Remember.
Who am I? It's a good question.
he never wants it.
Yeah, well then find a skip.
I mean, Peru, that should be really popular.
And Vin wants you to offer pizza instead.
But there's no. I mean, is there still pizza in the fridge? Then I might be able to offer it. Yeah.
There is still
There
some.
is.
Yeah. Okay. So I offer whatever pizza.
I mean, you know, enough for people.
One of the pizzas was free. Even like one of them was not even our conscious choice. It just came. It just
How do I
Was.
get out of here?
That's what salmon pizza does. It just comes.
yeah. Time is coming up somewhat close by the way. Like 15 seconds maybe. I don't know. Well, it's probably less than that. Because it is. No.
You did it!
Don't play the music yet. It's after the cut. What's the final time? 7. That's pretty okay.
Like you want to know actually true.
Not
Yeah.
so 3, do it again.
That's true.
No.
You got.
No, sacrifice completely.
No, I actually got somewhat messed up in the middle of the run.
Yeah.
Lost a lot of time there. The end was somewhat solid.
Yeah, like at
Made
one
up.
point you plus 5,
Yeah.
and when you went to plus 3 only.
Yeah. Yeah, I did some rather bad mistakes in the end.
She called Zara.
Yeah. That's just her name.
Okay.
Anyways, that's a happy ending. Sadness and despair. And right about now, you might slowly fade in something. Destiny tore us apart. And I know that someday he will come for me. That someday I will meet my prince again. He looks so sad and melancholic. And I feel like this music undermines that. It's a timeless classic, honestly.
This is actually on stream.
I hope it is. Okay. This may go on for however long you like. The credits go on for like 5 minutes or so. Cut whenever you want. Embrace it.
So yeah, that was the infamous TFS3. We'll be going into intermission. And soon it will be Carl Gamer with Prince of Persia, the original. Stay tuned.